Hello and welcome back to CrestVahllen, the Argent Flame. This will be episode 12, Cavity Search. Without further ado, let's do a recap of the previous episode. As the extremely imposing form of the gargantuan purple worm bears down on the Argent Flame, the party is filled with dread, but quickly ready themselves for combat. Shrill shrieks are heard down the tunnel that the worm had bore, as a swarm of amphipteres flood out into the triway, harrying the group. Revik attracts the annelid's attention with his loud movement, causing him to become swallowed, now dissolving in the creature's stomach acid. Trisheni slows the subterranean creatures as Revik pummels the innards of the violet violence, causing a regurgitation, spewing him across the ground. The party assists each other as Loghaz Tweg crawl under the plates of the worm, inflicting grievous wounds to the larval monstrosity. As Conk drives one of the spines into the worm's form, felling the threat, the rest of the gang mop up the remaining amphipteres, leaving most of their members battered and wounded, but alive. Now, without further ado, let's get back to it. Welcome back to CrestVahllen.
Hello and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D, the Argent Flame. Excuse me. Sorry, got food stuck in my throat. That's okay. We're professionals here. If you're watching this episodically, I don't remember what episode it is. That's okay. Last time we fought a purple worm and everybody survived. Yay! Okay, so as we then reassess the area that you are in the triway, two tunnels on either side burrowed by this creature that still remain, that go off into darkness as the amphipteres would have now been felled by you, and their corpses lie there, as well as the deflated and unconscious or incapacitated, most likely dead corpse of this purple worm lays before you. Many of you beaten, broken, battered. What do you do next?
You guys want to go hang out in the Sky Lounge for a bit or rest up?
Don't we want to investigate this purple worm? I mean,
Have I heard the legend
gems.
that
they make gems.
Like poop out
hell
gems?
yeah.
Do we know that? Like that's a treasure hunter thing from down here, right?
You can roll a history check or a nature check, either one. You can as well. Yes, Argus.
What am I doing? History or nature?
16. History or nature.
Okay. 21.
16? You've heard this before. You've heard that some crazy fucking bastards actually, like storm chasers, chase the sounds of purple worms to mine what it is they left over in their excrement, because it becomes condensed into diamonds, gems, and other types of things like that.
They make gems from ingesting all of this material and compress. So I say we go gem hunting.
I mean, I'm
we
fine.
Need more diamonds.
If you guys need to rest, go ahead and use the rope trick. Mm-hmm. Anybody that doesn't, we start dismembering this thing.
Take out my crowbar.
I mean, I've still got some blades ready to go. Let's do this.
Seeing that she does not look well, I cast Lesser Restoration on Willow.
Okay, you cast Lesser Restoration. You are no longer poisoned, Willow.
Thank you.
You feel a lot better.
Yeah, I'm not greenish anymore.
No.
There's also some nice tea upstairs.
I spend like 2 minutes
Thank you.
mending conch.
Okay.
Just 2 casts of mending, I think, should be enough to heal them up. So,
I think, are you doing okay
say 2
there?
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually don't want to leave the party,
Physical
but I will go and
operation
sit
is
down
nominal.
and start to meditate
Yeah.
and recharge.
You can still see out the rope. Like, as long as you don't pull the rope up, you can still see out and be still...
There's pillows
Like
and
a
there's a bunch of
cartoon
clumpy stuff
Right,
up there.
it's like...
She looks at it very suspiciously, and she's like, I'm fine. And sits on the
Okay,
rock.
I mean, it's... Alright, I mean, we're gonna go hang out up there later anyway. It's good.
They're double healing word on him, too.
You got it. Roll the hill.
Revik, amazing work.
It was my job to get swallowed, yes?
I'm glad you made it back out.
So am I. The enhancement that you made to my physical structure was very effective.
Glad it helped. Diagnostically, are you all right?
I don't know, am I alright?
You got 10 hit points back.
Okay. I am combat effective.
The small hole that she made at the top of the rope is an effective place to do a short repair. It's a completely safe zone if you need another moment.
If I leave, then who will protect all of you?
Currently, there are no threats. I have Conk still, so
Point of order, Revik is programmed to know that there's never no threats.
you'll also be right there. So
You're staying here.
I'm going to start
Motion to the worm.
dismembering the worm.
I will rest here.
Fair enough.
Just like you're a soldier. Your primary objective is to be on call to do battle at a moment's notice. So even in civilian surroundings, you're ready.
Can you do like battlefield repairs, like a quick repair, or do you need a full cycle? You can
I
short rest, so
I require attenuated repairs
fair enough.
in order to be fully functional. But as I said before, I am combat effective.
Fair enough.
So how do you want to do this thing? Like, I've got this blade ready for a little bit longer.
As close to its back end as possible and work our way forwards.
Perfect.
Okay, you guys want to like essentially flay this creature and turn its anus prolapsed?
Yes.
You got it.
I mean,
We'll dissect a ring.
like C-sectioning its butt.
well, if you dissect it, yeah.
Can you like
You got it.
section off a ring? Like cut off a ring and then like
you
search
like
through
slice it like a salami?
No. So if you go up,
It's not getting any better, guys.
Sorry. If you go up longitudinally along its
spine.
spine, even though it doesn't have a spine because it's worm,
Sure.
Handle it.
you can unwrap layers at a time, and so because there's still just one digestive tube, you can still go in it. But if we start at the posterior end, you
The
can
biggest
go-
gems are going to be just about.
right?
Bio nerd.
I know.
The thing is, like,
So,
with how well you rolled with
We
your
start at
nature
the
check,
butt
hold on.
and we crawl up it.
Yeah, so that you know that because of how high you roll with your nature check, that the most processed materials are going to be near its posterior, up its anal cavity, within the deepest, farthest into the core as it could possibly can. Which means it's not going to be like on its skin. It's going to be in its anal cavity.
Yep.
Um,
Up the butt.
yeah.
So who's going up the butt?
I'll go.
Turn into a rat.
I'm the smallest,
I
so
could turn into something smaller if you want.
I thought you would use both your wild
No, I
dice.
did. I'm kidding.
you turn into a heartworm. And
Cole's working on.
I'm the smallest, so I'll climb in there.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Burrowing
Yeah, all y'all
elves
are
so he can
covered
help you.
in like Amphantere guts, by the way.
Nice.
Well,
I don't care.
Wait, if I wild shape out, would I still be covered?
Yeah.
in
Argus,
Get rid of
while
that.
I'm climbing in here,
Yeah.
can you check those little things?
Points back.
See if there's anything of worth on
No, just
them?
took away your-
I'm not as good as other people at finding things.
No, I just mean like armor, like armor-wise. Is their scale? Are their scales any good?
I don't know. I'd have to check. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you use your hit dice.
What kind of check would that be?
Use
Survival.
6.
Oh,
That is my
Do I have to?
natural 20, so 24.
Okay, got it.
24?
Yeah.
It's possible. I mean, it's going to take some doing to pry off a plate from this thing.
no, the amphitheaters.
The amphipteres? Amphiptere is how you pronounce it. It's very French. Yes.
Like, are they draconic enough to be worth anything?
They are... Consider them a lesser species of wyvern. They are not dragonkin, although they could be, but again, like, the best you know about dragons is like that skeleton that you found. Whether you believe in them to exist or not, it's up to you guys. But amphipteres are very, very lesser creatures. They are found mostly underground in caves or in like overground caves. Think of them more like overgrown bats that have a snake-like body. They have absolutely draconic kin type features to them, but as far as their actual make and model, you might be able to get a couple bucks here and there with some of their like especially their stingers and their fangs. But other than that,
The poison glands.
the poison glands, perhaps.
I'd rather get the worms poisoned.
Yeah.
So, point of order, you have to be very careful about the surgery that you're going to do with this thing, or the autopsy, as it were. Focusing on the end, which is where its stinger is, you're going to have to make a decision about whether you want to harvest the poison gland or whether you want to go for the gems. Because it's very, very easy to damage the poison gland by searching for the gems in its anal cavity, whereas opening the area to get to the poison gland could very well rupture that area and cause the acid that is in part of its substance to dissolve the gems.
Can I
cut it
use
away.
mage hand to go up the butt and
Unfortunately, the amount of pressure is more than 10
dang
pounds.
it?
Question.
So
Can one of you guys point out where that poison gland is?
You can, because you were so high.
yeah.
I'm going to take the Viper Kopesh, and I'm going to stab it right into the poison gland. I don't know if it'll actually do anything, but poison weapon into the poison gland. I'm going to see if it...
I don't.
What is it you're trying to accomplish here?
Yeah.
Soaking a poisonous magical weapon in a heavily...
Okay, the poison
Concentrated
itself is
poison
not
gland.
magical, so you do know that after a
Understood.
while of it being exposed to air, it will oxidize and no longer become potent.
I'm just wondering if it'll, like, recharge its poisoning ability or, like, enhance its poison
The
ability
blade
or...
itself, yeah.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
No, because what if you hit the gems?
And then they dissolve.
Right.
Fair enough. Fine.
I no no.
I shove a thing into it.
All I can see is like Gizmo walking up with the sword and all this like wait.
Yep.
Gizmo's going, where's the poison gland? I'm like, why?
So, it's colon. That's where the gems are, yes.
Yes.
Let's go there.
Let's
Alright.
go for it.
I'm so
Go to
glad
them.
I'm meditating.
Oh, you can still hear everything.
Oh no, I'm in a zen state.
Wait, are you inside the rope trick?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
She's just sitting at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Did anybody go in the rope trick?
No.
Got the
We
back
did
against
yet.
my wall.
It's okay. We'll go up there for a bit and then come back down. Or I will at least at the end.
I mean,
of it.
the process that's going to take to harvest this thing is going to
The rest of the day.
Yeah, rope triple will be gone by
still
the
need-
time. But this
we need the
is a
gems.
lot of time and effort to
Yeah.
harvest this thing.
Yep, that's fine.
I mean, okay. So this disappeared. Do you guys want my help with the harvesting, or do you want me to get some spells back?
You can rest. That's
Okay.
fine.
All right.
You guys want my help at all?
You have,
Harvesting.
yeah. He's more trained in medicine than I am.
I'm trained in medicine too.
Harvesting from creatures is survival.
Okay.
Oh wait,
I'm not trained in survival.
I am
But
also
still
trained
high
in
wisdom.
survival.
I'm not trained in survival, but I have a high wisdom.
I have high wisdom, but not trained, which you have more because
Yeah.
you're a bard.
I'm +6 on survival.
I'm +5 on survival.
I'm not.
With how I roll sometimes, that means nothing, but
I'm not great at survival, but I'm tiny, so I can help you guys out.
Little no
Yeah.
fingers.
And I don't know, like this. This isn't exactly like a jeweler's tool check, so I can't swing. I can't swing my good.
Roll to check for piercings.
No,
Let's not talk about it.
I mean I'm mining.
Jeweler's tool.
I'm mining for jewels, aren't I?
Oh God, no!
Ding, 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 ding.
So we dig. Good God.
Just a thought. My
Terrible
tool
thought.
expertise is no help here. Sorry,
But
guys.
you still have a good investigation, right?
I do.
mean, yeah.
I can look and find things as you guys cut.
okay.
Cool.
That makes sense.
Cuddy.
I'm working on severing the head.
Okay.
Grab
cool.
some of them teeth.
Right, exactly.
You're working on severing the entire head.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the girth on this thing is
I've got a short sword.
There's like a segment ring, right? And you like stab into the ring and just like saw around.
Just working.
you can try.
There
So
you
here's the
go.
deal. You can certainly try. This could take days because of just how girthy this thing is. This is a massive creature. The diameter of its neck is larger than you are tall.
Just pull a couple teeth out.
He wants the whole head. Let him have.
You can certainly try. You can
Long-
certainly try.
Long
It
likes-
might take
Long likes to
days.
collect heads.
Random thing I'm going to point out.
How
I
are
have
you
Eleazar's
finished?
sword.
Oh.
It's not a saw. It's a sword. But yeah.
It's a tooth.
It's still better than his spear for cutting something like that off.
Well, I do have a short sword, but
Like a
it's a
perforated
short
edge.
sword.
Yeah, the way short swords are meant to be pierced from the tip, not to be slashed from the blade. That's how short swords are made. But yes,
It's a stabbing.
That's
weapon.
that's why they make a great backstabbing weapon.
yeah.
Okay. So cutting off the head, going up the butt, resting.
Right, I'll tap both of you on the shoulder. Are you sure you don't go up there? It's very safe. It's very
I don't
comfy.
even. I'm
She's in her zen.
I'm in
state.
my zen self.
Okay.
Revik looks like he's powered down. He's just
Oh, you're
sitting
doing
there
your short rest.
motionless,
Yeah.
Okay.
staring straight ahead. He doesn't respond when you tap him.
All right, to see you're comfortable. And I'll
Actually,
go
do me a
up.
favor. Roll a perception check for me.
Seven.
7. You see what they described.
Yeah.
Argus, you want to
Okay.
make them a little campfire
Sure.
just to help them be more comfortable?
Yeah. I'll build a little fire and throw my charm in there.
So if you guys want to spend any hit die, during your short rest, any 1 on the hit die roll can be treated as a 2 instead, because of the bonfire charge.
Cool. Should we do that now or should we wait?
You can do it now, just because as long as you don't plan on doing anything during this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get all your key points back and all that jazz.
Yep.
You can spend as many hit dice as you like.
I lose my
Are you doing a
5
song of rest,
temporary.
or are you helping with?
I'm
the-
helping with the.
Okay,
Harvesting.
got it. Okay, so what's the plan of action here? What are we attempting to harvest? In what order are we attempting to do
We are
it?
harvesting
Are you
each
still
other's
attempting
first.
to saw off the head?
But if he's got there's a sword, then that'll be
yeah,
better
shut
than mine.
Okay,
So
so
how
you
do I
attempt
bring
to
you back to life
saw his head off with the
if you
sword.
die? And you've gone unconscious twice.
Do me a favor,
Oh.
just because of the size and the magnitude of this thing.
Because it seemed like the world has been
Roll me a survival check at disadvantage.
The world's been good to
I
the
rolled
rest
2
of
nat
us.
1s.
How do I keep rolling doubles on
That's
everything?
wild. That's the third time that's happened.
That's
Yeah.
a double
Today.
10 again.
No, that's 18.
Oh.
It's 18,
Those are
but
18.
still,
Oh.
like that's
I thought that was another double 10. I was like, what?
that's wild.
I keep rolling doubles on everything. So that's 18. Because you said survival?
That's correct.
18.
Fire deity.
I think I like the DD better than my demon.
18. Okay.
It's helpful.
Bonus?
You realize at this rate,
Constitution.
you can do
modifier.
this.
Yeah.
It's Constitution.
You realize at this rate, you can do this. I realize I can't do this anymore because we're on video.
Praise! Everybody's seeing the
You're like my kids. Quiet coyote.
So you realize that, yeah, you could totally do this. And after about 70 hours.
I just go a little faster.
He doesn't know what 70 means.
That's a good point.
It'll take me like 2.5 days.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. What's the plan?
I think.
Yeah, I think Selfcat and I are going to work on doing the cutting.
These guys are gonna like sort of guide me, and I'll use my daggers and like sort
To
of
do what?
fillet.
What are you
We're
trying to
We're
trying to
harvesting
gems.
diamond. We're going after
We're
the
trying to find
gems?
gems.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's how this works. If you roll exceedingly well, there could be a chance where you don't perforate the poison sac, and there is a chance where you could harvest both. If you roll poorly, both could be ruined. And if you roll decently good, most likely the other one's a wash.
Okay.
And the one that you're working towards, you have a good chance.
This is survival, right?
These are all survival
I'm
checks.
gonna enhance.
Harvesting parts of creatures that which of you had slain are survival. Imagine hunting another deer and quartering and dressing it.
So
Cast
they're
enhance ability on his wisdom.
they're dressing this thing,
Yeah.
and like I'm going through and like investigating,
snapping off the tendons and
to
getting
see.
into
I'm investigating, like I'm searching through the.
They're
pieces
giving you
that they
more
cut
room
off.
to work.
Correct.
Got it. They're widening the.
So do we both roll?
So here's what I'm gonna do.
Him guidance.
Yeah, sure.
No matter what, these are all survival.
Give yourself
rolls.
bardic
So what I'll do here is that
These are all survival rolls.
these are all survival rolls. Here's
Okay.
what I'll do. You two are the ones doing it most,
Yes.
right? Right, Sofka and you two. You either one of you can roll at advantage, or you can both each make your own rolls.
Well, I cast enhance ability on him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'll also
And make your
cast
own roll.
enhance ability on you.
Okay.
so both of you roll your own rolls at advantage, and then we'll take the average of those and then apply that to my DC.
I saw a 19 on the die. I was like, yeah.
So that's a 24.
24,
13.
13. Okay.
Yeah, you roll a 3 and a 7.
Yeah.
I did so good.
You
You
did.
did.
You did great.
Yeah, you hit.
You're going for the gems, correct?
Yes.
You go in. Sofka points you to a certain area. Cole opens the area so you can get through more. Sofka points to a certain area, and you're like, okay, and you start sawing
Yep.
with your dagger, and you hear a as green ichor starts to flood the area that you're in. Please roll a Constitution saving throw.
Absorb elements.
Okay, yeah, so you'll get resistance to the poison damage.
Not bad.
What?
Con save
More poison.
20 dirty.
20, 30, that's so you take a quarter of this damage. Great, it's not being injected into you, so it's not as bad. Wait, those two. Oh my god, these 5s and 6s. Non-stop today. You take 30, halved to 15, halved again to 7 points of... Wow, that's insane how it gets halved twice. You take 7 points of poison damage as your hands and your knees get covered in this ichor, and the vapor, no place for it to aerate or escape because you're in the
Fair enough.
cavity by yourself.
Fair enough.
It appears that the poison sac was punctured, ruptured, and is no longer salvageable.
Okay.
But you pull yourself out, get your fresh air again, do your best to clean out whatever it was and let it leak. You just see leakage come out as all the goop comes out. Eventually take a moment, a couple minutes, try to clean it up.
Are you
Head
poisoned,
back in there.
Zemdak?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay. Good.
You head back in. You come across kind of how excrement gets deposited in the intestinal lining, and then when it grows big enough, it breaks off and then goes farther down into the colon, and then gets excreted from the body. The same thing is like this, except rather than it being like excrement, like poop, it is metal and ore that is being condensed, and gems and like that have been deposited into the rock. It feels like you're in a very tight mining cavern, and there's veins of actual ore within it. It feels like it's its own mining tunnel.
Cool.
But there's like gems like inlet into the folds. It has the structure of an intestine, like all that kind of like bulbous type of creases around the whole deal, but it's made of stone instead of flesh.
Sort of like a ridged tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah, so here's what happens. I'm going to roll here to see how many gemstones it is that you find.
Okay. Does my history as a gem miner help me out here?
I'll say that it will add 1 to whatever I roll.
Just try to get as many as possible.
You find 70 gold worth of emeralds, 10 gold worth of rubies, 20 gold worth of sapphires. And 30 gold worth of diamonds.
Any metals?
You're looking for like veins?
You said there were also
There are
metals
veins,
down
yes,
here.
yes. Right. Go ahead and roll an investigation check at advantage for me while you're in this. Tavern.
16.
16. Okay. You imagine that there is a slight vein of what looks like gold that, if you took enough time to harvest it, could yield 20 gold.
We're going to spend the rest of the day here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start cutting away at it.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to do mining tools to harvest this because it's like an actual ore vein in its intestines.
Okay.
But with the gems, you can just and pop
Chip them
out.
off, yeah.
So you have all those gems written down. That's what you were able to harvest.
I'll hand those out to you guys and then crawl back in and start going after the metals.
Okay. There's also what appears to be 40 gold worth of silver as well. 20 gold worth of gold veins and 40 gold worth of silver.
But this is like
Raw.
gold ore. It's not coins, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it's. I mean, honestly, it's the weight of
Sure.
how much it would be worth once it's refined. Granted, you could
We
also
would have to, like, melt
sell
it
it to
down.
somebody. You
Yeah.
could sell it to a smelter, and they'd pay you that much for
Sure.
it. I mean, obviously there'll be haggling
Yeah, yeah.
involved, but that's how much it would make on the open market.
Yeah, I'll spend the rest of the day or however long it takes in there.
Sure, you're gonna have
Cutting
to
out
come
as
out
much.
several times.
Oh yeah, to breathe and
Not just to breathe, but just it's not pleasant in there.
fair enough.
I mean, you're used to mining and that whole thing, but this is a different page entirely.
We can also go search where the worm came from.
Yeah, somebody can walk down the tunnel, see if they can find anything.
Yeah, but she needs light. So why don't you give her the lantern and we can go search through the tunnel to see if there's any gems. You and me, yeah.
See
Okay,
if it-
yeah, that sounds good.
Left any poop behind.
See if there's any gems in the mouth.
I give you the lantern and I cast light on my belt. That way I can still
Alright.
see.
Is it? Has it been an hour since you guys have been doing this?
I mean, he's gonna
It's
take all
been
day.
it's been an hour, right?
It's been more than
Yeah.
an hour.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna. This
Yeah,
is our
you're done with
campsite.
your rest. Both
Okay.
of you are done with your rest now.
Alright. Alright. I stand up, stretch.
Are we still involved? Like, could I?
We still. I mean, I know you're still coming out, but in between that, I think you don't really need us for much, do you? Yeah. Then I think you and I can short rest while he's doing
Okay.
that part.
Let's go. I don't
Okay.
even need the light. Shipart can be my light. Before I go though, I feel so bad about stepping on twig. Here, here's the incense. I don't know. I know your style is a little different, but I figure you probably still need this, right? For
Well, thank you. I mean, you know, it was like a sacrifice to make the whole thing come down, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. I just,
mean,
like I said, I'm.
He was helping. He was
Yeah.
trying to help, and
He went out doing what he loved.
He did an
Helping.
amazing job. He really did. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
how about we go after I rest?
You use this word. I do not think you know what it means.
you need to rest?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a rest first before we
Okay.
do anything.
Oh, that's fine. I'll read for a little bit.
just inside of its butt, cutting away.
I walk over and look, and I'm like, ew.
You just hear the occasional from inside.
Oh, Willow, let me clean you up and start cleaning
Thank you.
her off with prestidigitation too.
What are you doing in there?
Gathering raw materials for further projects.
That's disgusting.
Trust me, it's not pleasant in here. You are correct.
Do you need any help? Good. And I turn
No, thank you.
Good now.
Now we can go.
Okay. That was quick. All right, let's do it.
Where are you headed?
I
We can go look through the tunnels to see if there's any gems that the worm has left behind as it was moving.
I would prefer that to going up its butt. So you might find your way with you.
I'm fine in
Absolutely.
here. We're good. There's not much more room besides, this. So you're good.
Thank you.
Get covered too soft in all that gore. And
Nope.
everything.
Because I was in wild shape.
Zemdak, I cast message. Where's that chalk? Can I borrow some of that so we don't get lost down here?
Here you go.
Oh, thanks. Mage hand to grab it. Cool. All right. I'll just draw arrows intermittently so we don't get lost from our main.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you can absolutely, very labyrinth style.
Yeah.
A little goblin comes up every once in a while, flips the tiles over around, so you don't know where you are.
Why don't we have Willow draw us a map?
Yeah, I
since she's
will.
the
I'll actually
cartographer.
draw
She is the cartographer.
as we're going so that I know and we can get our way back.
Oh, I think let's work together for sure. I didn't.
I look at you when you're doing that. I'm like, it'd be more efficient if you wrote it down.
Conk's holding.
Oh, I'm so stupid. How did I not? Ah, okay.
No, I'm sure your way is.
It's a different type of intelligence, It's that's really cool, actually. I think you can.
Drawing sketch. Okay.
That's
So
nice.
yeah, as we're going through,
You're gonna.
Yeah, I'm
draw it out
sketching.
and then-
yeah.
I'll still make some marks so it's still easy.
Yeah.
Just in case these guys need to get back or something.
But I also I map anything I can.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
it's my thing.
Cool.
I was just gonna say, Conk's holding the opening open so that there's airflow.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
so that there's air circulation, right?
So he's
It's a
asking,
worm.
like,
You gotta realize that what it actually
that's
eats
dirty.
is just rocks.
Yes.
would somebody please
So
tell me
it's
the
not-
name of the instrument that
Speculum?
hold the
The speculum.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just point of order.
Yeah.
I have
Point of
air.
order what, Adam?
I have air inside the world. I have air inside
Point
the
of order.
world
Conk is acting as a speculum.
so that I can breathe and not have to hold my breath inside the world.
Goodness gracious.
It's a
Not
tool.
where I thought this would turn out, guys.
You attacked us with a purple worm.
Yes, and you decided to,
And we beat it.
yes, and beat it.
Did you not think we were gonna harvest the worm?
Listen. Anyway, as you
He
guys,
didn't think that far ahead.
all right, listen.
Yeah, how many things have you two harvested things?
So the rest
we
of
do.
you, tell me the number of people, or who is it that's checking out the tunnels that it came
The
through?
three of us, and I'm making a map as we go.
Right. So Willow, Argus, and Trisheni, correct? You guys.
Unless anyone else wants to go.
Which tunnel would you like to head through? The west or the east?
Flip a coin.
It did come from, as you were headed south, it came from the east, went to the west, went down, and then came up.
So
it's
east. Yeah, for sure.
Unless we literally scared the shit out of it.
Oh man, don't fuck with those adventurers. And it emptied its bowels before it continued battle.
It could empty its mouth.
It may have been why it
before
left.
before it enters combat.
Oh, I
Makes
found
room.
Wait, let me take a
Makes-
shit first.
Makes room before it eats.
Yeah.
You have a dwarf and an artificer in your group, and you're not expecting us to find as many gems or metal ore as possible.
I have no
right, so-
expectations.
All right.
Giz goes up the butt.
Giz goes up the butt. That goes into Willow's nose. Giz goes up the butt.
Yep.
I gotta call you Giz more than I call you Boots now, because
If it-
Giz is too great.
But
If it's a creature, I can crawl up its butt and gather anything useful.
You're gonna do it.
I will do it.
That sounds like a great introduction for the next game.
If I
My
can-
name
if
is
I can fit up your
Gizmo,
butt
and
to
I
get
went up the
stuff,
butt.
I will.
I'm Zemdak the Artificer, and for useful materials, I will go up the butt. You put us in this position.
Don't blame this on me. You fucking like a fucking trench shoulder went right the fuck up his butt.
Yes, I did.
Don't put this on me.
Yes, I did.
I mean, if you think of it
He
in
wouldn't be going up
context,
its
it's
butt if
like-
you didn't put it in his way.
All right, no, we can shift the blame 100 times to Sunday.
Okay. Searching the tunnel.
Tunnel searching.
Yeah, we're
Oh, great.
That could be
Okay.
taken a couple different ways. So the actual dirt
okay,
tunnel.
how about you shut up? and we let them take over. Okay, great. Trisheni and Argus and Willow, you are trouncing around the east tunnel. As you kind of look down this, especially those of you with dark vision, the dwarf and the tiefling, you can see about 60 feet down.
She's in Shikar.
I'm warging through Shikar.
Sure. So you have better dark vision, actually, because Shikar has 120 feet. Dark vision.
Indeed.
So you actually see that this tunnel is not a side tunnel. This is a carved tunnel that's been created by this creature. And being that as it may, has this winding kind of twisting architecture to it. So traversing this is going to be difficult because of gravity. You are not at the whims of like all of the spines, the subterranean spines that this creature has. So to avoid those types of things, it like curves and turns and then dips and dives and spins and all you can see is like to that first curve, and then obviously because you can't see around corners, it drops. Your vision drops. How far are you intending to go down this tunnel?
How far do you want to go, guys? Like 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
Argus, while you're doing this, real quick, go ahead and roll a nature check.
Where's my nature? 9.
9. There's something about purple worm tunnels that your family told you, but it seems important, but you can't remember.
Does it feel good or does it feel bad? I don't have Augury today. Did not prepare that today.
So, what exactly were you looking for down here?
Just if there's any more gems that might have,
Come out?
yeah,
Okay.
been a part of. When they tunnel, they also expel gems.
Is there like a certain shape to the fecal matter or anything that we should be on the lookout for, or no?
How much fecal matter from a purple worm do you think I've seen?
I don't know. You know more about that. This is the first time I've even heard. I don't know. Like, you must have heard stories. Like,
Yeah, I've heard that they, expel gems, and
Okay.
they eat a bunch of rock, and all of it goes through them, and then they digest the dirt and expel the gems.
Okay.
Can I see if I know anything from my reading or animal handling or?
Yeah, sure. I'll say,
I grew up in a mountain.
Nature check. Yeah, sure. You've absolutely heard of purple worms. It's not often that, if at all, any of you would actually encounter one because you don't live that deep into the mountain.
Yeah. 14?
14. Yeah, you know that they're extremely dangerous, and if you encounter one, you should probably run.
Oh, well, yeah, I didn't listen.
And like, there's nowhere to hide because they can attack you from 3 dimensions. Other than that, you do know that there are some crazy son of bitches that actually chase these things for their.
Do they travel in pairs? Are they like mated pairs, or do they travel?
Unfortunately, that's what you get for a 14.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I'd hate to stumble across a mate with just 3 of us.
We can cross that
We
bridge.
can
when
go
we-
until the tunnel dips down too far in an angle that would cause some problems.
Right.
Yeah,
and then
you
we-
will inevitably reach a spot where it just drops
Right.
because
Yeah.
this thing can just travel straight vertically.
Right. I can always send Shikar ahead because he can fly, so
Yeah.
he can always tell us, oh, it's only like a 5-10 foot drop, or like 800 foot.
10-foot drop is like more than 2 times me.
He has a point.
So we'll keep going until we see
It's
some.
like, Argus, check it out. He drops down there. Guys,
We'll be back.
I guess we keep going until we see some sort of lump or like
Okay.
something shiny in the wall,
Sure.
I suppose.
well then this is what I'll say is that please roll investigation checks as you are trying to like pretty much with a fine-tooth comb go over the 3-dimensional cylindrical nature of this tunnel.
22.
22,
13.
13,
12.
12. Okay, 22. You, every once in a while, find glints there, here, and there, and here, and there, and here, and there. You assume that you could probably... There's like small... Think of these as facets of gems. Like, not... They're absolutely raw gems, but they're like pieces that have chunked and like been broken off because of just the nature of how this thing just barrels through the stone, so things get shards pop off, but they're everywhere. They're all over the place. You gather that these are all of assorted sapphires, emeralds, jets, rubies, diamonds, and some even so fine as to be dust. You gather because of your high intelligence that if you had gathered every little pieces of these shards up until the point that you are, you could pretty much get about 140 gold worth of gem dust out of these things, which isn't bad.
Just need the diamond dust. Because I can use the diamond dust for my spells.
Unfortunately, it's going to be difficult to separate the diamond dust from the rest of the gem dust if harvested in this fashion. Just because it's really hard to tell which is which, because the pieces are so small. You could take the next hour or two, maybe 3, to harvest all this gem dust, and you would essentially have a sack full of 140 gold worth of gem dust. Just general gem dust.
Still could be helpful. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
And whenever I cast, whenever diamonds come out of it.
You also notice, as a point of order, because you rolled so high, there is a drop where it spirals, and then it does a big spiral, which is, it's hard to tell, but you can see at the end of the drop, as your vision starts to drop off, it starts to turn, and you see something from the light that you are carrying with you, I assume, nobody's carrying anything, so there's no light, but you...
I thought about producing flames.
See something. You see something. You can't tell what it is, but it's a different color than everything else, and it's quite large. That's way down there.
Okay. So
it's like in a trap of a sink pipe. You know how it does that
Like
thing?
U-bend kind of
Yeah,
thing?
it's like fallen to the lowest portion.
all right. So Shakar sees something that's like way down there.
Hey.
It's rather big.
You want me to throw a flame down there?
What?
Well, you
Throw a
might-
flame down there.
No, what if it's
Yeah, because she's deaf. She can't hear you.
Yeah. We're in rocks.
What if it's an egg?
Methane explosion. Everyone will know.
I'm like,
I drop a flame down there.
Okay, you drop a flame. What's the range of produce flame?
It's like 60 feet.
Okay, this goes deeper than 60 feet.
So the flame doesn't last. No, how can the flame not last?
how far down do you think it is?
About 100 feet, maybe more.
Yeah. 100
It's like a curve, though. Imagine it goes into a big spiral. And this thing seems to be resting at like the lowermost gravitational spot of the spiral.
Can I get down it?
Is that...
You could try.
I want to try to get down. I'm curious.
All right.
Why don't we tie our rope to the magical rope and then, tie them up there so we can have...
You just jump down?
Yeah.
Yeah, you with slow fall. Go
Yeah.
ahead. You do slow fall. I mean, the grade is like it's like an 80% grade.
Mm-hmm.
So you will be like, I'll
Yeah.
say you're still
gotta slide
essentially
down.
falling, but you're still sliding. So that's how I'm flavoring your slow
Mm-hmm.
fall. You will be falling about 100 feet.
Okay.
So
I'll be back in a sec.
you just. So here's the deal: you take 1d6 per 10 foot past the 10 for 5 feet or per 10 feet. It's per 10 feet past the first 10, right?
Do you have slow fall yet?
Yeah, I have snowball.
Yeah, but I'm gonna roll the damage and then you're gonna subtract slow fall from it.
Okay.
So it's 10. So it'd be 9d6.
For the fall damage?
Or 6. Okay. Oh, it didn't roll very well. 10. No. 32 points of fall damage, but you do slow fall. Go ahead and calculate how much you negate.
What do I do for snowball?
5 times your monk level, so 30.
30.
So you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you
Alright.
slide down this thing.
I bruised my tailbone. Actually, I bruised my tail. How's
Fucking
that?
monks. Hey,
Why don't
bazinga.
you have Shakar just land on this thing so she knows what she's looking for?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You can't hear me.
I can't hear you, but we could have talked about this before, or I could have like worked out some more back then.
Sure.
So. I'm looking for your bird. Okay. He'll like, Shakar, point her in the right direction.
Before Shakar even gets down there, you see plain as day right in front of you this big glittering stone.
Oh, pretty.
But you see it in dark vision, so you see it in just shades of black and
it's
white.
just something
So
pretty.
you see parts of like bright white and parts of dark black in this kind of marble pattern.
Ooh. Okay, I take it.
It is larger than you. Could be thousands of pounds.
It turns into a floating orb.
I'm like,
Gravitate.
all right, is your owl there? Yeah. I'm like, this thing is enormous. Does anybody have any way to get this thing out of here? But it's cool.
We have,
Willow
like,
says-
Zendak has
It's
levitate.
about 8 foot in diameter.
All right,
It's like a
it's
very
an
rough.
8 foot. I need somebody that can move
Well,
this thing.
Zendak has a spell called levitate that he can just kind of...
All right, so I'll climb back up.
Okay, you climb back up. Go ahead and roll an athletics check for me.
Yeah.
Athletics or acrobatics?
This is athletics. Athletics is climbing something. Acrobatics is like falling and parkouring with stuff. It's hard to gain altitude with
I was
acrobatics.
going to hold a rope down for her.
You can do that, yeah.
All right, so.
So that'll get rid of 60 feet of the rough terrain that you have to.
All right, so. Yeah, if it's athletics, I suck at that. It's a 4.
A 4. So you start to run up,
Shakar-
and then.
But I wanted to parkour up.
Could Shakar have helped like spot her with a route?
You want to give her beta for sprout climbing? Okay, so unfortunately, just the way the mechanics work this way is that you can try to do that, but it's because of the length of how much this is, you'll lose momentum rather quickly. It's different if you're trying to like sprint across like a 30-foot gap and like and wall jump. This is 100-foot, nearly straight up. This is something you're going to have to climb because you're going to lose momentum rather quickly.
Okay.
So with the 4, you start to like run up,
Well,
and
I
then
would
you
have
lose.
gotten, yeah, 4, yeah.
Yeah, you lose your momentum and you slide back down. You don't take any damage though.
Yeah, I'm like, Okay, try again.
Try again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
cool.
way of the goat.
Because sure. Do you have a climb speed yet? Actually, you should.
Where would I find a climb speed?
You because you are an immaculate, so you should
Yeah.
you should have a climb speed of 15 feet.
Oh, I never wrote that down.
Yeah, that's my mistake if I didn't tell you, but correct me if I'm wrong. You
Alright.
got it
I
at level
think-
5, right? When you got your immaculate status.
I think we because we
Yeah.
role played the immaculate status.
Yeah. Then,
Yeah, so
I
then
think
so then you should have a climb speed of 15 feet. And how
Alright.
this works is that you can't climb sheer 90-degree things,
No.
but you can climb stuff that have incline, like slab, as it were, if anybody like your rock climbing tricks.
Alright.
So this is something you could absolutely do. So given enough time, you can absolutely climb this, no checks required.
Okay.
But it's just going to take you some time. Only every round you can only move 15 feet up.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, you can slowly make your way up.
Yeah, I am way of the goat.
And with that, you don't need a whole lot of like a toe hold or anything. It's just a little bit because see the goats climbing on the walls.
He's caught.
Uh oh.
15 feet per turn is 150 feet per minute.
Yep.
And it was 100 feet.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah,
So
I'm
40,
back up in a couple
40
minutes.
seconds or so.
Yeah, I'm like, no problem.
Okay.
I am goat.
So this
Seahorn?
is huge.
You got it. You get back up to the rest of them. You're like, rope? Pfft, I don't even know rope.
Okay.
You know, stinking rope.
I don't know how to get this thing out. It's enormous.
Well, we can go see if Zendak prepared.
You also don't
Spell.
know what it is
No, it's
because
like it's
you're not.
big, it's round,
Yeah.
it's really, I don't know, kind of cool looking. From what I could tell.
Anything else? Like I saw it was kind of swirly, but like,
Yeah, it's got dark and light colored swirls.
There was
and
no light to actually reflect anything off of it, so to discern like
darker and light. Yeah.
what
I don't know, let's go get it
metals
up.
or
You should find
anything
it
it
down
was
the
of,
torch.
you'll have
No.
to go down there and check.
Why did you not have fire?
Because I didn't need one. Let's go. Let's go get them back to bring it up. Do you,
Not need.
The rest of you by this time are
at
finished
this
with your
particular
harvesting,
moment
your
in
harvesting.
time, I did
Okay.
not need
but-
fire.
do you have?
I don't
No.
understand.
He's still sawing that.
you want to keep sawing, you can keep sawing it.
For finishing my job.
Oh,
Oh, that's gonna take you multiple
That-
days
yeah.
to do.
that could work.
Why not?
It's like I want
All right.
that.
Good God.
let's go see if Zendak still has levitate, or if anyone has any ideas of getting this thing out of here.
Sure. Do you want to like? I mean, Shakar can take a torch in his claws down there, and
I
we
can bring a
actually see
torch
it.
He
down.
can lift a torch.
I
Little
can bring
torch.
I can go back down and bring a torch.
Okay.
See
Let's
what
go see what it looks like in normal light, whichever way we want
We're
to.
gonna need Zim back anyways.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on like
That's how we
what it
need
is.
that.
You jump down again?
Yeah. All right, I take a torch.
You could have dropped him, dude.
No one
You
can
could have
say
just
you're
lit one
lazy.
while you were down there, but you
I'm having
didn't
fun.
because you have a torch.
I used to go up and down the stairs multiple times a day.
This is like 100
You
stairs
take no damage.
versus
I rolled
Not
multiple
compared-
ones. You take no damage.
20,000
Alright.
stairs.
Not compared to the stairs I used to go up and down.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm like, eh.
Yeah, this is cake.
You're fine.
Yeah, fucking slow fall is such a dope ability.
Yeah.
Cool. You go down there. You light a torch because you realize you remember. Oh yeah, I have torches in my backpack. What am I doing?
How far does message go? And how far away? are
You
we?
see
120 feet, but
this. Go ahead.
I just didn't know how far down the tunnel we were.
But
So like
Shakar
100
is-
feet or so, right?
The tunnel, the swirl is like 100 feet down.
Okay.
As far as like it comes to like the fall, the vertical
No, but I meant how far we are from like the main
Yeah.
entrance.
I would say about like at least 200 feet.
Okay. I mean,
Because it did have like one spiral that you were able to like climb up and move over with little issue, and then this is like the second spiral that's like big fucking thing.
yeah.
Yes. What was your question?
Oh no, I was just saying like where he was asking to where how far the distance was. I was saying to us.
Oh, from where they right. You are like about 200 feet, not the way the crow flies, be it like actual spiraling from the entrance to the triway, from where this thing is. You head back down. You pick up your torch and you see this beautiful marbling. A bunch of different minerals and ores are in this condensed thing. You know when some creatures aren't able to process certain things, so they get stuck in their system and they calcify, and they like get condensed and condensed and condensed. It's like a kidney stone. It's a big old kidney.
Kidney
Or,
stone.
it's a big old kidney stone or a big old pearl, as it were.
It's a
Yeah.
kernel of corn.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
But surrounding it is not calcium deposits, but stone. Well, stone is, I guess, a calcium deposit.
Gems.
Stone, veins of gold, veins of silver,
Okay.
and several other metals you don't recognize.
Okay, I try to make a mental image of it. I go back up, and I'm like, it looks like this, and I'll use the cantrip to make
Oh,
an
minor illusion?
Yeah, minor illusion. I'm
Cool.
like, it looks like this.
Cool. Go. Do me a favor. Roll an Arcana check, and do me a favor and roll a miner's check, whichever your
What is a
dwarven mining
miner's
check. I
check?
guess I would
Is that
say.
the- oh, my stone?
Yeah, your stonework check. Yeah.
Okay.
16 on Arcana.
Great.
23.
23. You see gold, silver, steel, diamond, and a green, not necessarily copper, and a green verdigris type of, it's not like eroded copper. It's a very subtle, like with stone was worked into green and like super condensed, that has a small swirl all the way around the diameter that then works back in on itself. Roll an intelligence check for me.
That's helpful. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You recognize this material. It's the same material that your dog bone is made out of. There's there's adamantine in this marble orb. The hardest metal known to existence. However, mining it is impossible because nothing's harder than it.
But it's holding this
But we have the
orb
dog bone.
Yeah.
together.
Essentially, the only way you could mine this thing would be to dissolve all of
Everything
the other
around
metals.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and this thing, by looking at it, if she describes it as 8, could be several hundred tons in weight.
Alright. We have to get Zendak. 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 We have to get Zendak.
Like I broke the dwarf.
I just book it. Get out of the butt!
I'm already like sitting just outside, just like traumatized, trying to forget where I just was for the last 2 hours.
While he's sitting there like that, Cole's just standing over him, just.
No, I have my own prestidigitation.
Oh, I know,
I'm
but
like
you're doing that.
cleansing myself every 6 seconds.
Both
just like,
of you are doing it at the same time. No matter how clean you'll get, you'll never clean again.
I'm out. I'm out of the butt.
We found
I'm out of the
something worth more than anything in this butt.
Okay.
Zemdak, everything you did was for nothing.
There's a vein of adamantine.
Oh fuck! And I start running down the tunnel. Conk, come on! You hear echo out of the tunnel behind me.
Just gonna follow, I guess.
Your protocol engages, you know exactly what adamantine is. It is the most precious metal to the dwarves and the gnomes, and
Recovery would be...
some of your... Actually, do me a favor. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. 8.
8. You go into a fugue state as you shut down. The rest of you see him just deactivate for a moment. You enter a vision. One of your previously corrupted memory files reboots. You see, from your perspective, you are in some sort of workshop. Across on the opposite side of the room, being hoisted up, certain pieces. Looks like 3 chains are attached to what looks like only a forearm piece, of which is made of entirely adamantine as it gets hoisted towards this large torso and legs. An entire golem or another warforged, you don't know, made of entirely adamantine. Almost 92, possibly 100% of that composite material being forged within your vision. Your vision kind of moves a little bit more flowy, not as like rigid as you're used to, and it turns to someone next to you, what looks like a full elf, has an elbow of yours that's all static. Nudges them, and they kind of look at you and smile and smirk, and look back at the creature, and then boom, the vision ends, and you reboot.
One of TJ's big bad is an entire adamantine golem.
But like when you were looking down at yourself, or when your own form was visible in your vision, it just viewed it. You saw static, like that fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
Issue identified with memory recovery. Reboot completed.
You guys hear that? Zemdak especially.
As I'm running down.
As you're running down, in a minute.
Glad you got your memory back, bud.
I like, you okay?
There's no one staying here now.
No, Log's still there. Cole's still there.
Chopping off a head.
Off after them.
No,
Cole took
I
off.
took off.
Yeah, so everyone else is Cole. So you grew
Okay.
like they were like leaving as that happened. So not the only person that actually heard or really witnessed much of anything was Log.
Okay.
I would have been there because I'm confused why they're all running, but obviously this stuff is
Right, but
important.
you're 200 feet down the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Unless
he
you ran
took
after
off.
me.
No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah,
Glad you got your memory back, bud.
yeah.
This is more important.
Having learned from past experiences is if one of us is running somewhere, we should all probably be running somewhere.
Log's like,
Where is everyone?
he's on his own.
Where is everyone?
I'm not in that. I'm
The
not
one that's
there.
here.
Log's the only one that's
Yeah,
left.
Log's
Log's the only one there. Where is everyone?
They went that way.
I'll point down the tunnel.
I about face and go down that tunnel.
You go down the tunnel. Log's just alone in the trial. See how many officers show up. 8 offensive. No, I'm just kidding.
This is the song that...
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah.
goes
Okay.
on.
But I do have my light on, so he has something to follow.
Yes, great. You guys all end near that precipice that you jumped down of the spiral that would lead to this thing. You guys all kind of gather and crowd there. Information is shared. What do you do?
Like, Willow, show him.
But,
Minor illusion
go-
lasts for a minute, so you can just like move it over.
yeah, I'm like, here.
Yeah, you see
This
this.
is what you found.
It's for sure adamantine. I start pulling. Like, I have 200 feet of rope.
It's enormous.
I have
don't
a
know how you're
chain.
gonna get it
I
up.
have block and tackle. I have the
He's
rope
not
of
listening to
climbing.
me at all.
The rope of
Good
climbing
luck.
can hold 3,000 pounds.
It's more than that.
Can we get some of it out?
So, yeah, just rig this up here.
Like, it's a wonder that the density and the weight of this thing hasn't collapsed the stone that is beneath it.
Rig this up. I'm going to go down and start chipping pieces off,
Yeah.
and we'll bring them up little by little.
Okay.
You cannot chip adamantine.
No,
you
no,
chip the
pieces
stuff
around
But I
around
can
it.
chip
You
the
can
stuff
chip
around.
stuff around it, yeah, but then you have to see. Like, just so you guys know, this could take days, if not weeks.
Worth it.
That works out well with Log's plan.
Okay, you guys plan
Worth
to
it.
stay here
Could you
for
could you
days
do that
/
thing
weeks?
before where you made somebody bigger or smaller with this thing? Because
Not today.
no, not today, but like might.
Make the thing smaller, bring it up, and then.
And then we at least have it somewhere.
You guys realize this isn't going to fit in my bag, so we're going to have to, like, physically carry whatever we harvest from this stuff.
Does anyone
Right.
have heat metal? We could heat some of it down.
Not today.
No.
Do you think maybe we should get assistance on this?
I mean, we can take whatever we can carry and leave.
Right, but I mean, there are other people in this area that
Sure.
can benefit from whatever it is.
The miners down the tunnel are going to come up this way as soon as they finish their jobs. They're going to find this. They're
I
going to
can
finish.
cast sending on some people in my village. And
Depend.
get someone that I
Yeah.
actually trust out here.
Sure.
That would work.
We take as much. My vote is we take as much as we can carry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We have someone that you trust come and try and get more of
It's
it.
still most likely going to take a week, if not 2 weeks, for them to get here.
Yeah.
As it's still that far
Right.
away.
We're
But yeah.
still 4 days from the junction.
But yeah, I mean, it is also, a little bit off the beaten path.
Yeah,
so
we're
as long as
still-
not someone searching for it.
We're still 3.5 days off the junction just to get to Minheim.
Right.
So it's going to take a week at least for them to get here.
Granted, with your nature check, you know that people search purple worm.
Those miners,
Yeah.
once they finish breaking that tunnel back open, they're going to come back this way.
Right.
They're going to see this worm tunnel, and they're going to do
If
what
not
we're
the
doing.
corpse of the worm.
They're going to
still
do
here.
what we're doing. So you can
So
call
do we-
somebody,
do-
but
should we just?
I
let's
say
just
we get
everything
what we can get and we get out of here.
Okay. How?
Because we're also going to become targets.
But also, how are we gonna get the adamantium?
I don't know that we can get the adamantine. We can get whatever we can from this geode,
And then just leave the adamantium?
and then just leave what we can.
From the cursory examination of this stone, as it were, in order to extricate the adamantine from this rough orb, you'd have to dissolve all of the other metals around it. Because adamantine doesn't. It's the hardest substance known to
We
man.
can't use
It's not.
adamantine to chip off adamantine.
There's a special way to do that of which you're not privy to.
Got it.
You do know that is a thing from your smithing. You know there are tales of that, and there are ways to forge adamantine, but they involve magic, highly expert, if not the best craftsman in the world, and even more magic, and then forge fire as well.
Lava.
Not just lava, magically enhanced lava that comes from it's called the blood of the mountain. Forge fire that comes from the great forge of Thulmorbed. Only that can melt and forge adamantine.
Well,
So I don't think the adamantine's worth trying to get at this
Unless we
point.
can hide it somewhere.
Unless
The
we can
name
hide
of the
it.
great forge is.
So I say we get the rest of the valuables out of this thing, like as many as we can, and we get out of here. Because harvesting this thing is going to turn us into targets as well.
Yeah.
If those dwarves come back up the tunnel and see us taking stuff valuables out of this thing, they're going to want what we have. So
Well,
Could you not just enter into a business agreement with the dwarves back down the tunnel?
why not?
we're in the middle of nowhere. It would be much, much easier to
We are-
kill us, hide our bodies, and take
We're
what they
also
can
not
take.
We killed the worm. You think they would attack us?
Greed is a very powerful motivator,
We're not protected.
especially for dwarves.
Why don't we just, like, I don't know, collapse this side of the tunnel and re-excavate it?
If we could do that, that's great. But I still say we take as much as we can take now.
What if
I always have Thunderwave. That's done well for us in the past.
Could you do it targeted? Like, do something so that you, like, put the force of the thunder wave so it would collapse it. I'm sure with your expertise, you might be-
Can't we mine off some and like?
Yeah, like you can get rid of the stone. That's just basic stone. On
No,
it.
I'm talking about collapsing the side of the tunnel so no one knows to look here.
You can try.
And then I can
Granted,
stonewalk through.
This thing is far denser and heavier than the stonework around it. So
No,
there
but I
you
meant
do
just
risk.
to hide that section. of
I
the
understand,
tunnel.
but doing so, you compromise the integrity of the surrounding tunnel.
which
It could cause this thing to.
Well, further.
and it could also
We go
cause
back
it-
up to the entrance and collapse the entrance
You could
Yeah,
do that.
along the triway
You could do that.
and close off this tunnel.
It'll take some work, but you could certainly try. Yeah.
I still say we try to get what we can from it.
Absolutely.
You have something I know from drinking it that is probably pretty explosive. We could use that.
So, someone mentioned heat metal. Just so you know, obviously, certain metals have certain melting points in which they become liquids. So, certain metals would become easier and more malleable to be worked before others. For example, gold has a pretty low melting point to make it easy to be pulled out,
As
well
talked
as
about
silver.
before, yeah.
Silver's a little higher, but it's not as bad. But it's still things like copper have a little bit of a higher. I believe it's a higher. You tell me, you're the scientist.
Well, we're
Copper's
there's a lot of
low.
scientists.
Copper's
yeah.
low. So like gold, silver, and copper are gonna come out of this thing
Which is
pretty
why they're
easy
used-
with heat
yes.
metal.
Which is why they're used as precious metals and also as coinage because they melt and can be changed so easily.
And conductors as well,
Yes,
because
yes.
they conduct electricity rather than getting hot.
Yeah.
So that's a good point with that. That could be used because that will make those metals liquid before the stone that encapsulates it. So that could help extricate that. Then all that would be left would be the flecks of gem, the stone, and the adamantine. And the stone, given enough time, could be mined away from it, leaving then only the gems, which could just be plucked out, and then whatever. Have you ever seen somebody like pour red or like hot liquid lead into like an anthill, and pull out those like cool things where it's all like weird and there's caverns everywhere, and they pull it out of the ground? That's kind of what you would expect to see, except not a whole lot.
Oh, it's kind of like when you see lightning hit sand in the
Yes.
glass that comes
Yeah.
out of that. Yeah.
That's kind of like what you would expect to
That's
see
what I
after
was
you
thinking.
melt or mine all of the
Everything
stuff
away
out
from
of
it.
it. But it would be like a marbling swirl in 3 dimensions.
Yep.
Like wet paint that's been solidified rather than a...
So how much time would that take then?
It depends on what it is that you got. If you're going that route, it depends on like certain roles about how with if you decide to go heat metal, certain roles of like mining. I mean, if you guys want to go ham on this, it could take weeks. But with spell work, obviously spells and help a lot. So things that the people that are fixing the triway right now, that takes days, if not weeks, to fix that stuff. But you guys found a way through it in a day with spell work. So that's entirely up to you and how you decide to do your stuff.
It would be worth hanging out here and getting as much as we can get.
At least for 1, maybe 2 days.
It's going to be worth money
That is always a nice thing in my ear.
doing what we can do.
A lot.
I say as soon as someone else comes by here, though, we get out.
Here's the deal. Unfortunately, especially with the image that you're showing, since it's just a small minor illusion, you're not aware of how much of this constituent material of this thing is actual adamantine.
Right.
So you've got a thing, you're like, oh, I hope it's a lot, but at the same time you don't, because if it's a lot, you can't get any of it. If it's a small amount, you might be able to lift it and get it out of it.
But even clearing it, we'd get gold and silver out of this.
That's true.
And diamonds.
And I
And
heard
diamonds.
And
talk about
diamonds. Diamonds, copper, gold, silver.
Yes. So this
that.
is
That's the main things that I think
It's
we're
worth it.
concerned
this is a
about, yeah.
lot of value.
Yes.
The problem is that so this is where the rub lies in. If the adamantine is a lot of its constituent parts,
We're not gonna
that's
get
awesome because it's a lot of fucking
But we're gonna
adamantine.
have trouble getting the
There's
other
no
stuff out.
fucking way you could get that out of here. It's just
Are you talking like we can't get the adamantine out of here or any
it's
of
just
it?
so fucking heavy.
Yeah.
No.
It's heavier than lead. So
Even if we cleared it out, the shell, and
No,
then
that's
just
just
try
have
to lift the
adamantine
sculpture.
right.
That's what I'm making.
Yeah.
I'm just asking for clarification.
Yeah.
on that's what he's
that
saying.
could potentially be too heavy to even
Yeah.
just
yeah.
dig
That-
out of the
that I
stone.
totally
With,
get.
like,
I was
levitate?
just wasn't sure if that's what you were
much does
saying.
levitate?
Levitate's only like 500 pounds.
Okay.
It's not much.
Yeah, so there's a couple things that could happen. Maybe the adamantine is actually segmented and broken into several parts, and it's not attached. Maybe it is all one piece, and then there's really not a whole lot you
Yeah.
can do with it.
500 pounds.
Because it's just because adamantine, its weight is about I think its density and weight is actually 3 times that of lead. So it with the same mass of lead actually has 3 times as much weight. It's super fucking heavy. Lifting just a 1-inch cube of adamantine feels like, what is it, like 40 pounds or something like that? It's
like-
heavy as shit.
I gotcha. It's like tungsten.
Yeah, it's like tungsten.
Your little teleporty spell. How far does that go?
I mean, it depends on how
Can't do it
level
with
I-
objects. You can only do it with
Yeah,
creatures.
it's only creatures or myself, obviously, like Logan I can do, but yeah.
So there's a bunch of rules that I'm gonna make. Letting randomness take is to part. Like if you decide to mine this thing, determining if it's in more than one part,
Yep.
how heavy and how big those parts are, and a bunch of other things.
Before we start doing this, I do want to, if you guys are thinking it might take days, again, it's our families and stuff that might be at risk with
Money,
the host.
family.
Right. So it just I just wanted to point that out.
If I leave this much money behind, my family may not be happy with me.
If my
Family
father's
might kill you.
If my father's still alive and I left this behind,
He
You'd be
is.
like,
I
why
just
didn't
talked
you
to
leave
him.
me to
I
die?
talked to him like 2 days ago.
yeah.
He's alive. I talked to him about the
My family would rather
my
I
mom just thinks she's
mine this
crazy
thing
anyway
than go
now,
save
so.
it.
So, what's the consensus? What are you guys doing, and how are you going about it?
I think we have some options if we want to stay here and kind of mine it out. I can keep watch if somebody can help me do that. I have a few magical effects that might help us out with keeping people away.
I'll help you. I can't do too much. I mean, I can do little spells here and there, but I don't think it will help very much with the mining. So.
Yeah, I'm better at guard than I am at mining.
Is there at the top of the drop?
Like
Is
if
there a
you
good
actually
anchor
take
point?
The sound of a purple worm coming down.
I mean,
Like
it's
a
pretty
stone.
smooth. It's like imagine just it's a worm tunnel.
Sure.
It's pretty fucking smooth. So I mean, it's all stone.
Right.
So,
True. It also put a really bad smell in the tunnel. Makes him think of like sulfur and explosions and stuff like that.
more butt.
Huh?
More butt. Smells like butt.
I mean, for that I could just put Gizmo's clothes like right by the entrance.
By now I'm clean. Come on.
Okay.
You'll never be clean again.
So,
I won't.
what's the plan, guys?
How much time do we have left in our day? Like, are we getting close to like needing to sleep?
Roll an intelligence check because again, no
I mean, just
sun-
like exhaustion. Like, am I feeling tired?
I mean,
to the point.
You just fought a purple worm. All of you were feeling tired, regardless of what time of day it is.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I'm too excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work until I drop. So
Is gathering these materials more critical than other mission objectives?
it could be.
How will you use the materials?
Depends.
Weapons, armor, magical items.
And these are things that are critical for the mission.
We are fighting mages. At least one necromancer of unknown ability. Being able to combat his capabilities is paramount to our current mission.
Could that or potentially even be like Tetazine? Spent Tetazine inside of this thing?
No.
Doubt it. Like, the worm would have to eat the terrazine,
Spent Tetazine
survive
would have
survive
killed
the
the
terrazine change, and poop out spent terrazine.
Well, what if it ate like spent Tetazine?
Gonna make a note.
It could have.
just for me to add something
If
to
it-
TJ's little thing to figure out.
Terrazine worm coming out.
If it tunneled through a vein of spent terrazine,
If we could get some of that in there, that could really help us out with some things.
this geode is worth mining no matter what our objectives are.
Yeah.
The potential gains here are immeasurable. Depends on how lucky we are and how much time we spend here.
My family could retire.
But a day spent mining this thing is probably more than a normal family would make in their entire lifetimes.
Or 3.
Alright, so we stay here, we mine for a bit
3
until we
lifetimes.
see somebody else coming down the tunnel? For a few
And-
days,
or-
perhaps?
If you guys figure out a way to make it look like this tunnel's gone, that would be ideal. If not, I say we get out of here so that we don't become targets then of banditry,
Right.
essentially.
Although I think we're pretty tough. But
I mean,
we did just kill a purple worm. I mean, we're pretty cool.
if we have valuables on us, we become targets.
Oh, yeah.
Known valuables on us, we become targets.
Yeah.
We're already targets. We're just more people want us dead. That's nothing new for us.
But I see your point. It's still let's avoid this trouble if
Say
we
that.
can.
in front of
Random
2 people,
banditry
but then-
versus
Yeah, I
targeted
was like-
banditry.
3, actually. 3.
Yeah. We do not have people out. We have not one person. And he doesn't really care that much about us.
No, that's true. You didn't even know about Safka yet.
Sofka's over there chewing on a mushroom.
Sofka's like
2
very
seconds later,
bored.
we see Safka's eyes.
Yes, Sofka's real bored. Like, I don't know
One
what
of
you're
Safka's
talking
eyes just gets a little more dilated all of a sudden.
Let's rig something up so we can go up and down.
See if you can find a good anchor point for this, and I'll hand you the block and tackle.
The degree, the magnitude of the money that you're talking about, just is unfathomable to you.
Yeah, I'm like 20 gold is a lot. I
Safka,
think
it's even more than what you've gotten with us so far, like by massive amounts.
that cool.
20 gold is enough to help you survive for the next 3 years.
The
Yeah,
amount
I'm
of gold
sure.
you have on you, it's a copper compared to half of this.
Dun dun.
Sofka's like still like
There can't. That's not much. That doesn't exist. That doesn't
there's
exist.
not that much
It's
money
worth-
in the world.
It's enough that it can make all of us look like we're struggling like log with numbers when we try and figure out how much it's worth.
There's that much money times 1,000.
Granted,
I promise.
log has
Yeah.
once you leave one hand, log has trouble with numbers.
I'm gonna.
Armies succeed
Because
or fail.
I've taken
based
10
on
minutes to cast Unseen
logistics.
Servant. Now my servant's taking
Yeah,
a turn while I take a
we
break.
need to figure out what we're dealing with first.
I'm gonna leave the
I'm not
block
sure
and
if that's possible,
tackle,
but sure, why not?
It's not
200 feet of rope,
No,
and the rope of climbing. So you guys have 250 feet of rope plus the block and tackle.
Sure.
I'm gonna drop that on the ground, find a way to anchor this up here. I'm gonna climb up on Conk because he has a climb speed, and he is gonna start making his way down the tunnel.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna go help Log do some cutting because I feel kind of useless here. So
I'm going to try to set up all the block and tackle and all that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a tinkering check.
When did we get into this?
So this just add your like smithing. No, not your smithing. Just add your stonework stuff to this.
My stonework? It's like +7?
Yeah, because you have to find a spot in the stone. It's like setting up mining equipment.
11.
11.
I rolled a 4.
Looks sturdy enough.
Yeah, I'm a walk
Okay.
over. What are you doing?
I'm setting up a block and tackle so we can try to,
Hoist this
hoist some of the stuff up.
Let's see. Did I buy?
Oh, shitty, bring log back because we can use his sight.
I got Explorer's Pack. Does that have the stuff too? I can remember if that was the one with
I
the
think that's got a crowbar in it.
mountain crap.
Let's
Everybody gets a free crowbar when they join the group. It's just, you know.
Poor
It's a part of
TJ.
our,
Little did you know this whole thing was concocted so you'd bend and destroy all your crowbars trying to get this stuff out of it. Explorer's pack has a backpack, a bedroll, a mess kit, a tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days of rations, a water skin, and 50 feet of rope. So no
Okay.
crowbar.
That's tragic.
but you had 10 torches.
All packs, almost all
You have
packs
9
have
now.
10.
You also have an additional 50 feet of rope
Yeah.
that you can throw in the pile.
Okay. Here.
You know. I'm gonna test it. Is it good enough for me?
Yeah, so you feel it's super fucking sturdy. You
All
got
right,
it.
I'm gonna go climb down.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, you go rappel down. Go ahead and just roll just acrobatics check as you rappel down.
16.
16. You do so with, as graceful as a dwarven clad in heavy armor could rappel down.
I don't have heavy armor. It's medium armor.
Okay.
It's like
Graceful
paper
as a
train.
heavy dwurf could rappel down in
Yeah.
armor down a tunnel. Clang, 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 clang.
Argus,
you find
your
yourself.
percussion's good, but your beat's off.
I'll beat you!
I'll beat you.
Throw a flame up there.
I just watch the flame come up
Yeah,
and just
it-
fall straight back down.
It dissipates after a certain range because it's not long enough.
And I knew that. So it was just like. It's a firework.
No, these are how fireworks. I'm not
Okay.
gonna do that.
So Argus and I are at the bottom.
You guys are at the bottom. You guys light your flame. Take a look at this thing. It's fucking gorgeous. This is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life.
I don't think we have
has-
any other thought in our heads.
It has beautiful veins of copper that interlace and intertwine, almost like a double helix around veins of gold and silver with flecks of diamonds throughout. You don't know if this thing has a diamond core or just has like flecks of diamond throughout that you might have to mine and then put together. The immense amount of pressure that this thing must have been under to form something like this is unfathomable. And then you see that dark green and earthy marbling that goes throughout. You only see a little bit, and then it resurfaces on the other side. As it kind of like does a C shape and then like a Q shape on the other side, or a Z shape on the other side. But you don't know if they're connected. You don't know if they're the same. But you see raw adamantine ore in this thing. And you look like Milo Thatch from Atlantis. It's Atlantis.
I don't.
Don't have a-
Magically, I'm mostly spent for the day. The abilities that I do have are lower level, so
I have all of like unenhanced ability.
the only thing I can do is like
And enhanced ability.
manually mine this thing
Not
out.
fun.
So I'm gonna start.
Yeah, about 60% of its constituent, if not 70, maybe even 80 of its constituent material is just very dense, like not bedrock, but pretty close. Super, super dense stone.
Like a granite.
Like a granite, yeah.
Okay.
As it were.
I'm gonna pull out my mining pick and just start chipping away at the non.
Okay, if you guys are doing that, go ahead and roll some mining checks.
I don't know if you have anything to help.
It would be
along with
stonework
right?
for you, and for you it would just be
this. Strength tool.
strength tool check.
Okay.
How big is this opening? How many people can fit down there?
The opening is. Let me just pull it up.
Large enough for the purple one to go through.
Yeah.
The opening is 10 foot in diameter.
Okay.
It's a tool check, so I get expertise,
That's correct. If you're proficient in your mining equipment.
which is all I get because I have no strength.
Yeah.
But that was still a 23.
Wow.
And just it's my stone check.
Your stone check, yeah. I mean,
23.
you're not proficient with mining tools, correct? So that's just your stone check. Yeah.
23.
23 and 23. If you guys want to, are you intending to work through the night or work until you need to sleep?
I would work until I dropped.
Okay, so are you intending to take points of exhaustion?
No. But like when I get tired, like I'm gonna work until I need to sleep,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna wake up and keep
So
working.
you guys work for several hours. You intend to as well?
Yeah. Where am I gonna go?
You remove a good 20, 25, I'd say about 25% of the non-precious stone from
I
this.
was gonna use one of our enhance abilities somewhere in
Okay.
I mean, you don't need to
that. Okay.
for this one. Just because you guys both rolled insanely well, that's not something that you will need to do.
Okay.
Great. So that's what you guys are doing until the sleeping. What are the rest of you are helping out Law, correct?
Right. Do you mind if I mean, we found a big ore down the way.
Or what?
But no. you know, like a giant rock.
Or what?
A giant rock with lots of
No, there's a
metals.
bunch
And
of giant
stuff.
rocks.
I know, but this one is like metals and gems and stuff. It's really pretty. But that's what they're doing, and I guess we're gonna stay here and work on that for a bit. But
Well, that works for me.
okay, cool.
Are you proficient in longswords?
I don't think so.
Martial weapons.
Okay, so this is going to take longer than you thought.
I've got a plan.
Okay. Are you proficient in martial weapons?
Just simple.
Okay, so yeah, you're not proficient in this longsword.
Ask
So you're like-
who is to help.
You're like grabbing it in the back and then the hilt and like using it bad leverage style.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to hack at that side? I'll hack at this side. I mean, they did say that like it could be easier to see with if you took a look at it, but down there. But I know you're very focused on this too right now.
But it's just a rock, right?
I mean, it's more than a rock. It has like gold and silver and copper and adamantine.
Well,
Like
what?
the dog bone. You remember the dog bone that Zendek got? Or Boots? I'm sorry. I can't use his name.
the Granny Lonely gave him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So there's that and that. So it's very precious.
So there's metal bones in it?
Kind of. Yeah. But for yeah, it's just unrefined bones. They're like pre-baked, if you will.
Okay. Bone dough.
Right. Sure. Sure.
Okay.
So it's yeah.
love you so
So yeah. So but it takes time. So
Metal
I don't
bone
know.
dough.
Yeah. Do you want to take a look at it?
Bone dough.
Well, I continue hacking, and then we can both hack at this
to make
face here, or I just
Okay,
want to help
yeah.
somebody.
My back could probably use a break for a minute, so.
Okay. Cool.
Gox here. He'll keep you company.
Awesome. Okay. Cool.
Bagal.
You
You just hear it like echo down Bagal. Just echo down the tryway.
You
can't see him, but he's
very much regret fairy firing his unseen self.
Yeah, he's horrifying the way he looks.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Where should I start? Where have you made some good progress so far?
Well, so I've been doing this top part here.
Uh-huh.
And then, yeah, so I guess maybe if you want to start over on, I don't know how easy it is to flip this guy, but
Probably not very easy. But
Phase,
I'll
like,
start with the
hundreds
same
of
stuff that you're working on. Okay, I'll keep moving along this scene here.
perfect.
If that stone was inside this thing, the stone that you guys are working on was inside this thing must be an order of magnitude more than the stone.
Oh yeah.
So it's insanely heavy.
Cool. So I'll start hacking away because I am just
You
feeling
just
a little
start
out of
slicing
place.
at it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I just like your moves there, TJ. Just
What she does.
Yeah, I'm like,
windmill.
This is
Yeah.
what she does.
I'll take the
Okay.
lightning Kopesh and the Ostara Prancer and just.
Okay, good.
You all be so glad we now have a camera.
Okay, great. All we need is tassels next. Go ahead and roll your just roll d20 luck check to see how you doing here.
See your tassels.
See your tassels.
9.
I love you so fucking much. The camera wasn't on you for that, and I'm so upset about it.
I'm okay with it.
That's the nice part about this is if you keep your mouth shut, we can do embarrassing things behind the camera. They don't see anything.
Okay, so you got a 9, you said?
Just luck check. Just luck. Nothing else added or right. Just a
Add your
D20.
dexterity to it.
Cool. So 13.
13. Feel like you're making somewhat progress. It's not like a straight line saw and everything. It's more of like a slash.
Every once in a while, I'll cauterize things with like a firebolt.
Great. So you make it even more difficult for yourself as you
No,
heal the
like
wounds.
things that I've already done, like just so it's not dripping everywhere.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You do so. You guys are having a hell of a time. Cool. You're just whatever.
I'm just eating mushrooms.
Do you want to come like tear at something? It's kind of fun.
Cole
it's
and
like
Revik, you guys are
It is.
up on top.
It's like a rage room.
Willow, are you keeping watch at the end of the?
Yeah. I'll just sit there and.
Yeah, you're just watching these two being themselves. Cole and Revik, you guys are at the top as Argus goes down. What do you guys do?
Security.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Just standing there.
Keeping an eye out kind of thing for me. Not right now, but I have a potential answer for, since you said it was a 10-foot wide kind of opening sort of thing, I have a potential way to block out some of this later, maybe.
Okay, cool. Like setting up the dome in it. Right. Okay, so here's the deal. You, Cole, realize that, okay, it's getting to be that time, especially since you, Trisheni, and Zemdak are always like, oh, there's a spot. Sofka was like that. You just set up the dome. But you realize, like, it's getting to be about that time where I usually set up the dome. Everyone's getting real tired.
Yeah.
And you still hear the clink, 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 down the tunnel.
Guys, are you getting close? I think I need to set up the dome soon.
Yeah, in a minute.
As we're chipping away at this, does any of the other stuff fall off? Or are we just carving away at certain things?
You are because of the stone, because of how the diamonds are embedded into the stonework and scattered throughout heterogeneously. You do gather what appear to be 60 gold worth of diamonds while you're doing so. As far as the metal, you, from what I can tell, have been focused on chipping away as much of the stone as you possibly can to see if you can alleviate some of the weight of this thing to make it easier to haul. Granted, the adamantine obviously has most of the weight. So
I take a breather and I yell down the tunnel to Zemdak. Or just message, whatever. I get a ways to it. And I'm like, do you think you could use any acid to kind of melt it a little bit? Or like get the stuff that you don't want? Like kind of make it a little bit better?
Do you have acid? Have you had acid this whole time? I tried to buy acid. It was too expensive.
I mean, I can make something that's acidic
acid
right
earlier.
now. I have spells I can do that right now.
You could have used the worm guts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, the worms
I
up
was
here
gonna
still.
say
the
that.
worm has an intense amount of acid.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to just like pour its belly down it, or what do you want to do?
That almost melted me. I'm not sure that that's exactly a safe thing.
Oh,
To
like-
carry all the way down this tunnel, drop down a hole,
Revik,
and make it land
confirmed
exactly
that almost
where
melted
we
me
need
too.
to do.
Right. I mean, okay, so the whole like chromatic orb thing, I could. I mean, it's a creature that I should probably be targeting instead, but I could try.
It's a first level spell.
Okay. I could try hitting it with acid.
Can you
Just
be
don't fuck me later.
Can you be precise with it though, or is that more of like a splash?
No, I mean, I'm like really thinking hard about a particular point when.
I can slash at it and cause acid damage.
Oh, with your primal
savagery.
savagery.
Oh, I could
Ooh.
probably do that too.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what we can get without it.
I mean, I still have some spells right now. Do you want to try a little bit? I'm bored as fuck.
If we need to sleep,
Sofka's like throwing rocks at the wall.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you just feel something hit your shoulder, Argus, and you're just like, I don't care.
it was this pebble like bouncing down the tunnel.
Diggy hole. diggy hole.
I have some spells that I want to use tomorrow,
Okay.
and if that doesn't work, feel free to do whatever you want to do.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I mean, you guys are the masters. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yes.
Willow's pulled out her scrolls.
You said it's time for camp?
Yeah,
Time to sleep?
yeah.
I was told to come look at something.
Okay.
Yeah, look, see how shiny it is? It's very nice, right?
It's down here.
You have to go down there. You want to go down there?
You can
120 feet.
You can see
Yeah,
down
it's
there.
120 feet.
It's curved. He can't. It doesn't have a direct line of sight.
Okay.
But there's still the rope.
There's a
that-
rope.
He could,
You can come
he
down.
could follow the rope and see them down there, kind of thing.
Well, that's the thing. It's a slope, so she slow falls down it,
Right.
but it's past the curve. It like I said, it's at the bottom of the thing, and so you can't see it from up here. You just the roof of this area would cut off the view.
If you want to see it, it's down here, but it is very shiny, very pretty.
I like shiny. And I'll go down.
Okay, are you gonna climb down, or are you just gonna jump down?
No, we'll use the rope.
Okay,
Since
you use-
there's a rope there.
Right, because you guys have been daisy chaining your ropes together. Go
Yeah.
ahead and just roll an athletics check at advantage because you guys have daisy chained them together.
We have 200 feet of regular rope with willows plus 50 feet of magical rope.
I mean, it's
60.
only 100
60
feet
feet.
down. So-
You said
Yeah.
athletics?
Yes.
That's only going to be an 8.
8. So you slip every once in a while, but with the aid of other people watching you, you're okay. You go down there. You do at the very last minute like slip on the last 10 feet and land on your head, like upside down. You stand up and you brush it off.
I meant to do that.
We're not paying attention to you.
Yeah.
Clink, clink, clink.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking shiny.
It's beautiful. By this time, Argus has set up like a number of torches around it to make it like a mining area. He's like put a pillar to prevent a partial collapse, but that doesn't help if the bottom collapses at all. And he's got like sconces on the side. He's like, yes, I must see everything.
Can make continual flames with all these ruby dust.
Well, the ruby dust was. This is just diamonds, copper, silver, gold.
But I met with the other ones.
We got 10 gold worth of rubies out of the worm that you could use to make continual flames.
That's true. Yeah.
But as soon as Cole calls out that it's time to sleep,
It's 50 gold each one.
I'll interrupt Argus. Time to sleep. We'll get back to it first thing in the morning. You don't want to get exhausted down here.
Yeah. I'm gonna. That's fine.
What?
We don't need to guard it.
Don't
I was
we?
planning on putting the hut like near
Oh.
the edge,
Okay.
so that way we're.
As long as nothing's gonna come from the other
Yeah,
side.
if nothing comes from further
Are you
down.
guys headed back
the
up, or
tunnel.
are you gonna stay down here and sleep?
I'm gonna head back up so that I can get to
Well,
the
athletics
rest
check.
of the group. Conk, just
Oh, you get on Conk.
with me on his back.
Yep.
I go up.
Roll an athletics check.
This will get advantage.
That was going down. Going up is a difference.
With the rope.
Yeah, it's not like knotted every 2 feet. So.
8.
8.
Not the
18.
best
You're
fight.
okay. 8. Argus, you try to climb up with all your armor on, and you're like seriously pondering the idea of how it would be to just to live down here.
You can always meld into the stone for 8 hours.
You could, I guess. Can you just glide up the stone as when you're melded into it,
No.
like a slide?
You can't really move farther than 5 feet. It just-
Okay, so then no, you can't really do
Do
that.
you want
I
help?
mean, if you're 5 feet into it, can you like float up the edge of it?
No,
I don't think so.
I wish it would. It's that cool.
No.
It's not that cool.
There's, I think, another spell that you can do that with. It's a higher level spell. It's
Stone glide or something.
Yeah.
yeah, something like that.
Do you want help?
Sure. I mean, I'm not really probably going to get up any other way.
Okay. Vortex warp him, casting at 3rd level, so it's 120 feet for getting him back up the thing.
You know, I could have held on to the thing while you did that.
Can you please roll your Event Horizon die?
Yes.
What's your?
So I was at 2, so now I rolled a 7, so I'm fine.
Okay, so you're now at 3.
Mm-hmm. Can I have a white erase, please?
Yes.
I'm a fucked up wizard, guys.
She was like, why do I have to keep doing? I want to be a good wizard.
She'll either succumb to insanity or extra-dimensional beings. One of the two.
One of the two.
All
gonna
of you
fuck us
have
eventually.
your stuff. I have made sure that all of you have your things.
One of the two is going to fuck us eventually.
Yeah.
But we all have our things that'll fuck us.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Sleep time.
It's no fun if you don't. These two were like, "Can I just take the detriment and not re-roll?" They were like, "Yes, of course I want to do that." Awesome. So, great. You set up the dome then?
Yep.
You setting it up at like the fall?
Like just ahead of the fall, so we're not like right on the edge.
Sure. So
but-
it'll block anybody from trying to get.
Yeah,
any
because
further.
it'll be because it creates an opaque outside.
You
so
let
they won't
Willow and the other people
see
know.
through the tunnel or anything.
You use ritual to cast it. Boom, boom, boom. Bada bing, bada boom. The dome is up. You guys take a rest. Who is watching? I assume the person that doesn't need to sleep and the familiars.
Two constructs.
Familiar.
Familiar.
Familiar. One's been
Right.
I did give you, so hopefully you can use it sometime soon.
So I think in the morning, just
Okay.
after the good rest, and that'll be.
Right. Give him his time to kind of, be remembered. And,
Yeah, he has to get over being squished. So.
right, I know.
That might
I
make
still
people
feel
get
really
alone.
You?
Before we go to sleep, do you want to call somebody and see if you can get your family move in this direction?
I mean, yeah. Do I know of anyone else besides my family that would have been a good person to communicate? Because
You do. You do know the guilds.
I don't want to involve the guilds in this. That's just scary.
They're going to take it all for themselves.
You know the guilds. You may or may not know. We'll roll a history check. See if you know of any like close family friends that you can trust.
Rolling that one.
And
None
the,
that
I don't
mind.
trust anyone.
I'm sorry. Yes.
can the Order of the Open Hooves help at all? I mean, we work with the dwarves
They
on a regular
could, but
basis.
they do not do monetary gain.
I know. But
Are you? Okay. What is it that you're intending to? Because you don't have any method of contacting them.
no, but they could help protect it for the dwarven clans to come get it.
Okay. So you your intention is to contact some of your superiors to be like, hey, we found some very, very, very precious metals that could help
So the dwarven community.
the
and-
dwarven community. Okay.
They're coming, but they're not going to be here for a week. But then again, my people won't be. I may have. If there's anybody in the area.
Well, it depends on what the message you're sending and who it is you're sending to.
Do I know of any of my order in the area?
I'm inclined to say no, but I'll let you roll for it. Roll a. I'm going to say. Roll an intelligence check, but add your proficiency because of your cartography.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's 7, and then
So probably not. Yeah, unfortunately, when monks go on their pilgrimage or they're sent
they don't
out
talk
into
to
the world,
anybody. Yeah, they don't call.
they're not really privy to other monks' movements. It's
Yeah.
not really part of their shtick. So no, unfortunately. But you do know people back home.
Yeah.
You don't know how receptive they'd be to it, but you could try.
I'll probably do sending on my dad since he's the one in charge of all the actual merchant part of
What?
our business.
The front end.
Yes.
He's the front end. Your mom's the back end.
Yep.
Your
And
dad's
I'll
the
hand
front
you
end.
the map to the area that I've done in case you want to leave this
Yeah.
somewhere for him to find.
I mean, we're gonna keep going at it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to send to your father?
I'm gonna say we found a deposit from a purple worm after slaying it. We need help excavating
3 days south.
3 days south of the turn. I haven't even counted. In the Triway.
Did you say the word adamantine? Or no? I missed it. I'm sorry.
I said. I
You
did
said
not, but I
deposit.
forgot.
You said deposit. Okay. Okay.
Deposit from Purple Worm.
Deposit from Purple Worm.
3 days south of the turn.
3 days south of the turn.
I'm like, but I wasn't counting my words.
That's
was
on
less
you,
than
man.
25.
That's
It was
on
less-
you.
It was,
Yeah, I
it was,
think you
it was
were,
less
yeah.
than 25?
I think you
It
were.
didn't feel like it would have.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Then I would say other
Gut
adamantite.
check.
Right.
Gimrin responds and says, "Oh, little, we're a little confused. Are we to hide, or are we to come get the? Did you say send other people, or did you just tell him that what you found? I think you just told him what you found, right?
I said send. I thought, didn't I? Now I can't
Okay,
remember.
okay. Here's okay. So I'll do roll. Okay. You know, I can tell some people that I know, but I'm definitely not going down there. I love you. I miss you. Hopefully, see you soon.
Holy crap. 25 words, exactly.
Steel trap, baby.
Okay. He may or may not send someone. Probably need to be.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Send
I
him
mean, he
another
said
one
he'll
tomorrow.
tell some people that he trusts, but what that means, you don't know. He was like, I'm a little confused.
I didn't send him
Should I
enough
be hiding
information.
or helping you?
Can you send again?
Your mom has
Hurry
been
out of
very
slots.
specific about us hiding.
Always gonna
You
ask
don't want to piss
both
off.
Gizmo and Argus if there's any like symbol that we could maybe put on there that would make people not want to come down the tunnel to check it out too.
Not really.
The greed? I mean, this is going to be an obvious worm tunnel.
Yeah.
The greed that people are going to have
Well,
is going to overwhelm any sense of
I know.
self-preservation.
What I'm saying is, is there like a group that we could put up there that they wouldn't want to fuck with?
The main
Like the Red Lions.
three,
Like the Red Lions
one of the
Syndicate.
big three, we could put the symbol of one of the big three, but
Could. Are you suggesting.
that's going to get us in trouble.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
like.
that's about like. There's not much. That
There,
you could-
yeah. So there's not really
Okay, I was just trying to think of
dwarves and
magical
gnomes.
solutions I could put out there.
If you flash something pretty in front of them, they're going to say "fuck it." And I want that.
This is why I didn't want to tell any of the guilds about it.
Alright, so we need some other sort of deterrent, right?
Is collapsed? That would be ideal.
Okay.
I mean, I can make an illusion, but I won't do that. It's collapsed. Like I can make a
The-
portion of it look like it's collapsed, but then the whole
The
rest. of it-
problem is they're probably going to try and dig through it anyways
But I guess the best bet is just to get as much as we can
and get out of here.
and get out.
Yes,
So yeah, back to work tomorrow.
that's my plan A.
We got about a fourth of it out.
Nice.
Ding, ding, ding.
We were both very excited. So,
I mean- Yeah, I mean, that's a good reason. Dude, I think the face is coming along very nicely. I was trying some like precision hits, with it. I don't know about you. Were you doing that too, or were you doing like?
No,
just,
I was
like-
just hacking at the thing.
I mean, yeah, that works too. That's.
I mean, Eleazar's sword's fucking huge, so like,
I know it's. I can't hold
this
it
sword
that
is
well. It's
literally
like
a dragon's tooth that we took adamantium to sharpen.
like 3 feet something. Like that.
Nice.
Like,
It's
yeah.
on my.
We still have the one dragon tooth, right, gang? For the one.
Yeah.
for
Yes,
us.
we
Yeah,
still have
we
one of the
still have one of those
smaller
left.
teeth.
Okay.
So it has magical properties. I can't use it. If anyone was actually going to use a magical sword,
I mean,
It's a great sword.
is it a great sword? I thought it was a long sword.
It's a long sword.
It's a long sword. Okay, sorry.
I could use it, but I don't think a gnome wielding a long sword is the greatest idea.
I just know if
That would be
Revik
really
wanted
funny,
to
though.
I can use it too, but
I feel like I would have to wield it two-handed, like a great sword,
How would you
Yeah.
like?
because
How,
I'm small.
I mean,
it would
I
be
can
like your
help you
entire
like
height.
try and get that face
you
off
tried
if
to
you
put
want.
it on your
Since
back.
I know how to use it,
It's
that's
it's
about
as
it.
tall as I am.
There's a
I'll
specific
take all the help I can get.
property of weapons called heavy that if a
Sure.
creature is smaller or smaller,
I just can't
Small.
use it, right? Like, so a great sword,
a
no,
creature of small or smaller size has disadvantage to using it.
correct. But like a long sword isn't heavy, but it's
Who's?
like
You could use it.
dimensionally, like it's
It would
the
be
equivalent
about
of
the
a great
size of
sword
you.
to a gnome.
Yeah.
So I could use it, but I couldn't use it one-handed effectively.
I don't know where it is.
Especially not with your
I
strength.
think
score.
that might have still
Right.
been in his book.
Yeah.
It's the same description as my spear, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sleep.
his book's over there if you need it. You need to grab it. No.
Sleep time.
Before I lose some thoughts, I'll just kind of start writing down the initial thoughts of the spell that I could cast at this level. Start sketching out the
Sure,
ideas.
roll an
of it.
Arcana check. Don't smirk at me like that.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that's a success. Go ahead and mark down a success for your PP, right?
Yep. It's actually better than PP. I just it's really terrible
Come on
alliteration of that.
Other than saying the spell, I gotta say PP.
I mean, the name is still a work in progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could just be P.
P squared?
P squared. P squared could work. Yeah. I'm so
Sorry,
sorry.
guys.
Turgid and phallic. And
Oh, girthy.
girthy.
Next it's going to
Up
be a
the
Q.
ass.
It's
I
just
mean,
gonna
we are
come
just
on.
not doing well here.
Next it will be PQ.
Speculum?
Yep.
What is it?
Speculums.
I mean, that's just a tool, guys. Like,
I'm just trying to make it not all male centric. We have to do like dirty other jokes too. You know?
Genitalia. In general.
I mean, this was. Never mind.
Down with the patriarchy. Anyway,
Cole's kind of singing. He's kind of humming the. as he's kind of working.
sure.
on stuff.
Roll a performance check for me. You still have to get me some statistics for this.
I know. That's why we have to talk it out and figure it out. This one probably not though. Wait, performance?
Yeah,
God, I love my performance check. 11
11.
because I rolled a 3.
For some reason, you are singing it and you forget the next verse.
Right.
That's really bad for a bard.
Especially that song.
Right.
You just give up for the night and you go to sleep.
I need some sleep. Fuck it.
Okay, you guys rest. Those of you who are watching, Revik and the Familiar and Conk, please roll perception checks.
If you'll allow him, Shakar will like hang out on your shoulder.
Yeah. It's a bird, right?
Yeah, it's a little burrowing
Just
owl. Like,
Sweet. Is he? But he's like a familiar.
Yeah.
So hopefully he has like a constricting anus. So I don't.
Oh my
Yes,
god!
yes, he doesn't. He's
Bird
magical, so he
crap
doesn't.
all over me.
Yeah, no, he's
He doesn't
magical.
poop.
Yeah, I don't know because you are
He's a
a
magical
magical
fey
walking
creature.
There's no
statue
poop.
basically to a bird.
That's what I'm saying.
He could forcefully chew poop,
have
but he
to.
doesn't need
Yeah.
to
Add
poop.
the two.
He doesn't
Okay.
have to. He does have like
He
maybe
could
a few-
conjure some if he
He could
really
conjure
wanted
some.
to.
But he doesn't need to poop.
Yeah, no,
Right.
he's.
Well, I just figured that with the way this evening was going, I needed to bring it back
Good
around.
No, it's it's a fair point.
I wasn't really involved.
I'm like,
in
the name of this episode has got to be like
You've gotten used to
anal
us really
something.
quickly.
It's something.
Gotta be like-
Cavity search.
Cavity search. That's that's good. Cavity search.
Is that the name of the episode?
Gotta
I think it might
be.
be.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Oh yeah, please.
It's gotta be.
Yes, especially with that.
Yeah, he's a little burrowing owl from the desert, but the only thing that's different about him is that
Especially with
he
Adam's
moves further
spelunking
than-
journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Burrowing owls are adorable.
Yeah,
Okay, so perception check.
22.
same for Shakar. 22.
18 for Conk.
Okay. Goodness, buddy. Okay. 22s. Both of you notice what sounds like distant shrieks echoing down further tunnels. Whether they're, you don't know what they are of, you just know that they are sounds of some sort of creature.
Were the little wyvern things, I can't remember what they were called.
Amphipteros.
Yeah, did those things shriek? I thought they did.
They did.
Okay.
But you're not able to discern what this is just because it's so distorted and so far removed from where you are. No, that's it. That's all you guys notice. As you sleep and you regain your long rest, you can all take a long rest as you wake on what day is it, Noel?
The 12th of Hylock.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
And the heart
Somebody make a heart
recharges.
check. Yep.
Heart check. Who would like to do a heart check?
Wants to roll for the heart.
You already, or
Who's
not
feeling
20.
lucky tonight?
You've been
I've already
rolling
used
a
my one
lot.
nat 20, so.
You've been rolling a lot of nat 20s.
But I either roll a nat 20 or a 1.
But that doesn't
There's no
matter.
consequences here
There's a
except
nat
for the
20 or
nat
nothing.
20.
That's what I
All
said
right.
last time. Is I
All
figured
right.
it should be her.
Okay,
Right.
I'll roll.
Because really, it's at that point where
Yeah.
either
What am I rolling?
Just your
D20.
D20, yeah. 8. Oh.
Nope.
8.
All right. So 15th of High will try again.
Okay. You guys wake up as the dome fades. And it is a brand new day. The day is yours. What do you do?
As soon as possible, I climb on Conk and go back down the tunnel.
No time for breakfast. No nothing.
We're out of coffee, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
No time for nothing.
Nope.
Right back to work.
Cole
Wait,
casts invisibility and goes back towards the entrance area to watch.
Okay, that lasts for an hour, correct? Okay.
I obviously go back down too.
Like, not exactly right up on the entrance,
Okay.
but a little back.
Please roll an athletics check at advantage, please.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
God. So, Zemdek, you head your way down.
I didn't
You're
have
like,
any coffee.
Start setting up your stuff, and you're like, okay, Argus told me to set stuff up organized, right? If I don't have it organized by the time he gets down here,
Featherfall?
you featherfall him as soon as you see
If
him.
I hear him falling down the tunnel.
Oh, for sure you hear him.
yeah.
I had no coffee.
So, I mean, I can hit him 60 feet before he hits the ground.
Sure. You can like run back there and hit 60 feet. Sure. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, so you take no damage, but you still scream the entire 60 feet as you're slowing. As you're falling slowly.
I'm like doing this massive yawn as I go to like grab the rope and completely forget to hang on. Step off.
Wait, don't forget your good berries. I'll just send it down via Shakar to y'all. You each get a good berry. Everybody gets a good berry today.
Trying to figure out if I should.
And I'd probably say I'm going about. Remember where they had to jump over to get that little spiral that they kind of had to.
Yep.
That's kind of where I'm hanging out and watching from.
So you're not headed all the way back to the triangle?
No, but I'm trying to keep
Just that
up closer
first
and
curve.
keep a good watch on it and
Got it.
make sure I'm not really visible when I can.
You got it.
I'll
Okay.
join you, and I'll find a nice little.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay, roll stealth check. You can roll stealth check at an advantage.
Yes.
Can I re-summon Twag?
Yay!
Yes, ritually, correct? Yep.
You can burn the incense if you want to. 'Cause
You
it's
can burn.
Nat 20,
Nat 20 for a total of
27.
27. What'd you get?
14.
14. 14 at advantage?
Yep.
I know.
Somehow you don't. What's your passive perception is 19, right?
Yeah.
So Willow goes like, I'll help you out, and then you just don't see her anywhere. She's just gone from sight. You're invisible, but you can't see her at all,
Yeah.
and she's just like into the shadows.
Merged.
I know.
Probably can put it in flames, probably.
Fucking hate sneaky people.
He says while invisible.
I know.
It's odd because while you're invisible, you're still like making a bunch of making a bunch of noise, while this one's over here just like gone, just gone.
Yeah.
Great.
Mage armor. And
Mage
everybody
armor.
has a good berry.
Everybody gets a good berry. Shakar will distribute them as needed. Sofka, what are you doing this morning?
I don't know.
What spells did you prepare? Because we had talked about you helping them out, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can prepare. Let me see. Do I know heat metal? Because I can.
It should be a 3rd level spell, right?
Yeah, I think
Second
so.
level.
Second level. Because I have.
Yeah.
And I
We talked
have
about that back then.
trap spells.
Yeah. I'll prepare heat metal and see.
How much they will help.
Like, I don't know what would help. So I'm just gonna prepare heat metal and chill at the top and wait for someone to call to me.
Do you want to hack at the neck again? I mean, it's kind of fun.
Kinda.
It's therapeutic.
It is.
That sounds fun.
All right,
Super
cool.
cathartic.
So I'm gonna go hack at the neck with them.
Here, you want to use this one?
Please don't be seen, guys.
I mean, there's a massive carcass of a purple worm, like, in the triway.
Rotting.
So,
it's a day old.
Yeah, it's a day old at this
Do you
point.
think that'll
it's
make
like
it easier
8
to
hours
go?
old, but yeah.
And somebody clearly went spelunking through it. So.
Not at one
How
day.
much? How
I
much
mean, yeah,
of
but
the
eventually.
Eventually.
worm stuff did we excavate before I stopped you?
I mean, we got.
Did we
As much
get
as
all
you
of it?
could.
I got pretty far into it.
He got up in there.
Sorry, guys. We don't usually go like digging.
You guys
Guys,
let
all
me.
12 years old at heart.
You guys let me dig for a couple hours.
This
so
is
I got.
canon fucking anatomy, alright? I'm not making this shit up.
I got pretty far
This is
into it.
canon fucking creature.
Yeah, the thing is that it's not like we're making poop jokes like out of
It just
he
is.
went
This is
up
legitimate.
the creature's ass. That happened. Like it's not even a joke.
I was more calling us 12 from the fact that we all keep descending into
All you need to
heaps
do
of laughter every time we mention it.
is
Well,
be
you know.
Ant-Man and cast enlarge on yourself once you've gone up the
Oh no!
I need you to do that to the creature so I can get its neck off faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna help. That could
You're gonna
help
take
a
some
lot.
damage.
That's a
from
really
that,
good idea.
For sure.
You could always do it to someone else.
Right, just, just make it small, then I can cut through it faster.
Or I can make you large.
That would be a lot of fun too.
Except I can't. You didn't ask me yesterday, so I don't know how to do that today.
Well, but if we talk about it during the morning, like I would say normally coffee time, but we don't have coffee today.
But
Yeah,
the problem is
we
that
ran
Zemdak
off.
was like, "I'm out, peace," and just
Right.
left.
Yeah.
I'm on a mission.
We're trying
like
to get as
an
much as
itching.
we can out of this as we.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So, how are you going about day 2?
Heat metal.
Heat metal.
I'm gonna pull out a little
Are you
piece.
coming
of,
down as well?
It's up to you.
I was gonna go hack and slash. So I've got like prepared the spell and everything, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even get it. There's not that much money in the world, and walks away.
Perfect. You walk past these 2 sneaky individuals and head over to the corpse. You two. You do so. You just kind of like
We
saunter out.
thought we were gonna keep a lookout. But
Yeah,
then
we didn't
the
realize
people
they were going to go back and just start cutting the things off.
I mean,
Face off, guys.
unfortunately, you can't
Have you met
control
Lon?
the actions of your companions. So,
Yes, I have. Luckily, I'm not your babysitter today.
I mean, he probably didn't even notice that you were there, except for the coughing. on
so
occasion.
Log and Sofka walk outside, look at the corpse, just look at each other and go, and nod, and get to work. What do you do to saw this thing?
I'll probably just take out my scimitar and just like.
meat
Start-
cleaver.
Go ahead, just roll d20 for me.
Okay. That's a 16.
Plus.
Oh.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
Are you proficient in your scimitar?
Yeah.
Just add your proficiency.
Oh, okay. So like the hit.
No, not to hit. Just
Oh,
your
the proficiency?
because this isn't necessarily an attack. It's
3.
more of
Oh, okay. Then
an
19.
act of using it.
19.
19. Pretty good. You too. And you're using Eleazar's
Yeah.
sword because you don't add your proficiency.
Oh,
That was a wild
almost,
ride.
yeah, that was almost going to be good. 9.
9.
It was almost going to be a 19.
So every once in a while you grab it by the blade and you cut yourself and you're like, oh shit, you're right, the other side. And then you realize like, oh shit, the other side is bladed too. Wait, then you switch back to the other side. Oh shit, that's right, that's the other side.
I did get double.
Slowly.
Correct.
I would have helped for like a couple hours on hacking and then gone down to see, because we talked about acid stuff the previous day.
Cool. Are you attempting to climb down or slide down?
I will try to do cool parkour stuff. And
Okay,
I'll
cool.
actually use, you know what? I'll be like, alright, I think I can slide down like a rock slider and like, I'll use a blade. I'll use a blade dance for
Cool.
the day to actually.
To give yourself advantage on the acrobatics check?
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead. You got like 5 of them.
No, I get 3.
Oh, in that case.
Proficiency.
More than one is just overkill.
Hey, speaking from the guy who gives like more than 3 combats in a given day.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It depends. I
why
understand.
wouldn't I?
I understand.
10. Because
10.
I rolled a 6 and a 4 on the dice.
Oof. Okay, not great.
I'm like trying new moves down. I'm not used to being below ground, guys. Like, this
You
is-
take
Well, kind
Feather
of.
fall.
Take 17 points of bludgeoning damage as you slip and fall.
Okay.
Ouch. After Argus falls down and you start to get to work, you hear.
Feather fall.
Okay, so you don't take any damage.
Thanks. Sorry, I was trying to do
Guys-
something cool.
Really got to figure out this whole climbing thing.
I just get this.
We don't all have a monkey that will do it for us.
Ooh, clap back.
I did build him, so
Yeah, by
I
yourself.
don't feel bad.
Oh, shit.
Guys, is it getting really dark down here? Because I'm feeling a lot of shade. My night vision isn't working that great.
Just give me your flame boy.
Okay.
Jesus. I crawl up the butt. Give me your flame.
Pull out a little scrap piece of
Give me your
Iron.
flame boy.
and hold it into fire and melt any of the metal that I can target on.
Okay, so I'll say you can target one specific metal at a time.
Okay.
There's copper, silver, gold, as far as the metals that are within this.
Gold.
You target the gold. Okay. Can you please roll a spellcasting check?
Just modifier?
Yeah, you add your spellcasting modifier to
Just the modifier.
Yeah.
Not proficiency.
Yeah.
23.
23. Okay. You are able to orient it in a way where you could cause the gold to drip off. What collection vessel are you using to collect these now molten gold? As it's beginning to drip, decide quickly.
Throw my old shield under there.
Is it metal?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay, you throw your own shield in and you begin to coat it with the gold. It's pretty much like plating it with a thick layer of molten gold.
'Cause I don't think I have anything else.
Do me a favor and roll a Constitution saving throw as you spin it around in your hands, touching molten metal.
Not with advantage because of my fun hand.
I'm gonna say no because
7.
regardless of the pain, 7. Okay. Here's the deal. You eventually aren't able to hold the shield anymore and you drop it to the ground. However, now on one side, which we did have the handle on it, is now just like molten, this kind of like pile of what appears to be 180 gold worth of molten gold on top of the shield. The shield is now extremely heavy. But what appears to be now all of the gold of the constituent materials of this purple stone, this wormstone, I like that, appears to have been melted away from the, and you can see like just where the marbling was.
An empty vein.
It's this beautiful empty vein, crevasse, and negative space.
180.
Does anything jar loose?
It as raw molten gold ore. You're still gonna have to find somebody like you
Melt it
can't
down.
use this to buy stuff. You're gonna have to find somebody to sell it to in order to give you that.
Only we are going someplace that people would know.
The cool
where
thing is
to
that
go.
the way you figured it out, the way you melted it, is that it's on the shield, and the shield can fit into the bag of holding. So you can just, once it's cooled, throw it in the bag of holding.
I'll pull out the spare one.
Old shield is now gone. Can't use it.
We found a shield down in the catacombs in the main tomb room. So I'll hand you that
Okay.
until we can fix your old
I have the Targe.
Oh, you have the
Upper Robe
targe.
Tales.
Yeah.
That was his old shield.
His old shield. So never mind, you don't need this
We do
one.
have more potential
You may
metals
need it
that
Oh.
to
might
collect
need
the
to
next
ship for,
method.
so-
Yeah,
Right.
I'll pull that
true,
one out.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, we
Set that
collecting
in
one?
place.
Okay.
And I'll,
This is like the pre-Kenran shield, correct?
yes,
Okay.
I'll do it again this
Is
time.
it metal?
It is. On the silver.
Do you want to try any of the acid stuff today? I don't know.
Once we get the metals out of here, we'll
Do
see.
you want to try any of the? Oh wait, no, you're down there.
We want to use the acid on any of the stone that we don't want. So I'm getting the precious things out of
Smart.
the way first.
Okay, I'll roll a spell casting check. You're casting heat metal.
Yeah, it
again.
was like my
Another 18. So 23.
23 again. Okay. There's a lot more silver in here than there is gold. Do me a favor, roll another Constitution saving throw.
18.
Those who are taking watch, please roll perception checks. 18. Much better. You're able to like hold it and coat it and spin it around, so now it has a good 2-inch thick coating of silver along this thing. 190 gold's worth of silver. It is very heavy. A lot of fucking silver. More than 10 times as much as gold.
Okay.
Me and Log have to make perception checks while we're hacking away.
No, you guys are preoccupied. There's no way you guys are making a
Passive
perception check.
perception?
Sure. What's your passive perception?
18.
18, okay. What'd you guys get?
24.
24?
6. I'm busy watching them.
Yeah.
14, which is why I'm switching out my d20s right
Okay.
now.
Revik, you are on sentinel duty. You hear what sounds like approaching group of footsteps coming from the south. Far, far down the tunnel. But just your enhanced
But coming
toward your
in this
direction.
tunnel toward us.
Yes. Coming north from the south to your direction.
On the major Triway Road area.
Several, dozens of footsteps.
So like the miners that we just passed
Footfalls.
yesterday.
Probably.
Say out loud. Several sets of footsteps headed this way. Threat assessment low.
Doesn't appear to be in any hurried fashion, just sauntering.
Maybe time to get out of here now.
Either that or make it look exactly like we weren't here, like it's just a normal cavern, right?
Did you guys figure out a way to hide this place?
I don't have that kind of magic except for if we were to explode something and I could kind of maybe try to push it all into a pile. Does anybody have...
I mean, how are we all communicating? Because I know we're up the tunnel.
Right.
You guys are down there. I can... How far up are you guys?
I'm gonna move down the tunnel, even though, and try and hide near the entrance and put like a really, like a sulfur smell, an unpleasant sulfur smell in front of there. But I will lose my invisibility with that, so I'm trying to hide first.
Log and I are just still.
Still working away.
Yeah.
5 foot.
5 foot.
I mean, I will climb up a little bit and try to cast message so that you guys know what Revik said, that there's people coming.
Well, because we're already in the Triway, so
Right.
so we would have heard.
Well, you guys were busy.
Yeah, you guys didn't.
And I didn't.
We
I'm
don't
watching
know.
you.
Yeah, we don't know.
But you said it out loud, Revik, and you were down
Yes.
with us, so yeah. Well, I'll still climb up 120 feet. Hey, you've got some company coming, probably those miners.
We don't.
Let's hack quicker.
Yeah.
Revik's
I'll Vinny
Oh,
Jones
I
myself.
thought-
with us or past.
Oh, I'm sorry, never mind.
Bad connection. Is there any way those of you who could disconnect from the Wi-Fi? Because if anybody's streaming video, it's going to have a problem with it.
I think you need to run the hardwired.
How much of this piece have we cleared out?
You've got a good amount of it. Oh, man, that's horrible. Just keep saying that. Looks like more than 50% of this constituent materials have been removed. About 60%. The rest of it is mostly copper, stone, adamantium.
As I melted that metal out, did we get any diamonds?
I
Right.
thought you guys had mined that out the first day. For some reason.
We were mining out the.
You gain 10 gold more worth of diamonds more.
Okay.
I mean, I had to run upstairs.
Okay, there we
just
go.
to get a cell
Sorry for our technical difficulties. Sometimes our internet drops in and out. We're doing our best is what we can do. Please continue.
No, so what I was saying is like I was trying to move down to the entrance of the tunnel.
Yep.
And kind of hide and put like a really bad like sulfur smell or something that would make them feel like it wasn't a safe area to travel.
Oh,
down,
like
right?
canary in a coal mine style?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. And you do that with prestidigitation?
Yes.
Is prestidigitation concentration?
It is not. No.
Okay, cool. So you won't
But
drop
I will
concentration.
lose I will lose my invisibility because I'm casting a
You
spell.
will because you're casting.
That's why.
a
That's
spell.
why I was saying I want to hide and then cast my spell.
Okay. Here's how I'm going to do this order of operations, because your invisibility drops, and you're attempting to hide from something that will come after invisibility drops. So
Right.
you won't get advantage in the stealth check. Just roll a regular stealth check.
Sensory effects. Can
That's
last
much
up
better.
to-
Thank you. 19.
What is the radius on the smell that you can create, the sensory effect that you can create,
It.
and the range?
Doesn't say.
Yeah, it just says you create an instant. Oh no, prestidigitation has a range of 10 feet.
Okay, so you can create the smell within 10 feet of you.
Right.
Okay. And then you're trying to hide among the rubble of the walls. I
Yeah.
assume. Okay. You two, or you three, Sofka, Trasheni, and Log, have no idea that these people are coming.
Trishani is
I'm
down.
down with
Oh, you're
them.
down with it, that's right.
Yeah.
You two.
Yeah, no, but
You
Trishani
do
is
so.
Soon,
I
right.
like messaged.
Revit
but then
called
was
it out.
weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to be clear. Like, I was, like, at the top of the tunnel where the mining was taking place
Right.
when I heard this, right?
Uh-huh.
So everyone there knows.
Okay.
But the people are actually coming from back where the dead worm is.
From the
right?
triway. Down further
Right.
the triway. Yeah.
Right, so I will go to where the dead worm is, where the rest of the people are,
And let them know.
immediately, and let them know, and then
Okay.
also wait for the travelers to show up.
Okay, cool. Are you attempting to hide Revit?
Nope.
Okay.
Did you tell us about
Yeah,
it?
you guys were
I-
there.
Okay,
so-
I'll hide.
And I had tried messaging.
Where are
guys
you
too,
hiding,
so-
Sokka?
I'm gonna...
You're gonna hide in the
Are you
worm?
gonna hide up the butt?
Not up the butt!
We are right by the.
I will try to cut from the inside of the worm. Like, just kind of hide in its mouth.
You gonna do like Tauntaun style and cut its belly open and try to hide in it, or are you gonna go inside of its mouth?
You can crawl in its mouth. It's
I can
not-
crawl in its
Yeah, you
mouth.
can crawl into its mouth. I mean, it's
So-
half cut through. Well, it's like a quarter cut through. At this
Yeah,
point.
so I was just gonna crawl in its mouth.
Sure, you just crawl into its mouth.
Okay.
Great. Go ahead and roll a stealth check
That's a nat 20.
for a total of
25.
25.
He's gone.
She's
gone.
She's gone, and she crawls down this thing's toothy maw.
Decent
Log,
decks.
what are you doing?
Basic dex and proficiency.
Yeah, I'll just go invisible.
You cast invisibility. Go ahead and roll stealth check at advantage. Nobody else is out there except for you, Revik. You're just standing there. What are you doing? Really, you're just standing there for right now?
Yeah.
Are you standing in the triway or at the entrance to the side tunnel?
I don't know, near the dead worm. I don't know,
Okay.
wherever I have
Like
a good
looking
visual
as though you
advantage.
killed this dead worm, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, cool. I'm just trying to get a position because the worm is blocking right side traffic, meaning that it's blocking northward traffic from the south. So they'll have to go around it, and you're just like, no, there's nothing to see here, that kind of thing. Okay, cool. You got it.
21 on the stealth.
21 on the stealth. Okay. You hear not like armored footsteps, but footsteps nonetheless, and clinking, clanging, ting, ting, clink, ting, of tools and other paraphernalia coming down the steps as there's no light here anymore, right?
Not. Yeah.
So Revik, you're completely blind.
No, I have those little light
Here's my
orbs.
orb.
Oh, you have your orb? Okay, so you can see 10 foot in front of you.
Is it 10 and 10 or just 10?
It's just 10, I believe.
It's 5 and 5.
5 and
You
5.
took the lamp.
So you can see 10 feet in front of you. So you hear, "With my Moradin's grace, holy," and you hear, "Ching, ching, ching. You there? What happened here?" And that's where we're going to take our break, guys, before we have dinner. If you're watching this episodically, please head over to the next episode. We love you. Please stay safe out there. Goodbye.